Lay back, relax, enjoy it all. Saturday night, it's time to say no more. SNM with Dally and Chaos. Come pleasure or pain, welcome to the stream.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to SNM. I'm Tanya. No, I'm not Tanya. Fuck! I'm Tally. And today we've got your boy Pat.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, the day I've had.
Yeah, I say, and I know everybody's like, kind of wondering, like, where is the very sexy, hot Chaos Eve? Well, unfortunately, right now she's on leave. If you heard about the stream last weekend, she's spending the weekend with her, with Kayla. So, in
She's with her
honor,
girlfriend.
in honor of her not being here, we did, I asked her and things like that. Would it be okay to still run SNM and things like that? Kind of on my channel and basically trying to keep up with the whole entire thing right there through my streaming things. So it was we had a little conversation with it, and then she gave the okay, and I also got in touch with Tyler to see if everything was gonna be all right. And she's like, all right, cool. We have good topics. So here we are right here. So the show must go on, and I hope, and Chaos, if you're watching, I hope you and Kayla are having a wonderful weekend. And don't worry, I'm gonna try my best not to screw up as much as possible.
Well, like I did. I'll tell you what. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I say, so used to Chaos running the show and things like that. So it's like, I'm gonna try to proceed.
This is what happens when you live with a crazy person.
All right. So what's the deal on that right there?
I live with a crazy person. That's all you need to know. I just live with a crazy person, and like, yeah.
All right. Besides that, my weekend has basically been fun. Like ever since I got off of work, I told everybody what I was going to be doing. I was going to be batting down, and I was going to be playing a certain game, which we will get into like that in a moment. But first, we're going to jump into a little bit of breaking news. I just found this out myself. Like oh my God, it just surprised the mess out of me. Like Tally, how familiar are you with Whitesnake?
Whitesnake?
Yeah, like the band back in the 80s.
Not at all.
Okay,
I've heard the name, but I don't.
All right. Do you remember a beautiful lady by the name of Tawny Katane?
No. I was born in 91.
When I was growing up in the 80s and things like that, Whitesnake was a big deal. And one of their songs, like Here I Go Again, starred this lady, Tawny Katane. She was like the sexy lady that was dancing like on the cars. Very popular, man. She was a hottie, man. It was like, oh my God, this woman was drop dead gorgeous and things like that, But unfortunately, like she passed away. Oh, well, let me get up here. Like, yeah, we just got this right here from TMZ. It says, actress Tawny Katane dead at 59. Okay,
that's a young age to die in this.
I know, man. It's like that's her right there, man. It's like everybody born from the 80s, like I'm saying, like who knows who's into like to rock and roll and things like that, they know Tawny Katane, and I know they're just like, oh my God, especially like guys, man, because this lady made a lot of youngsters just, stand at attention.
She's got great hair.
She's very beautiful for her age. So it says right here,
that hair though.
Mm-hmm. So it says right here, like I guess they posted 10/28. This was like the update. All right, Tawny's daughters, Winter and Rain, tell TMZ, we are heartbroken and saddened to announce the death of our mom. We just want to say thank you to all of you, her fans and her friends, for always showing her support and love. You gave her life every day. We miss her and love her, and we know her legacy will live on forever, man. I'm like, oh my God, right there. So it says Tawny Katane, the actress who starred in Bachelor Party and whose personal life was filled with radical ups and downs, has died. TMZ had learned. Katane died in Newport Beach Friday. The coroner has yet to determine the cause of death. So
yeah, I was just gonna ask how she died.
Yeah, so like they just found this out like not too long ago, so it's probably gonna be a second before they do that. So it says right here, Katane, whose credits includes The Perils of Gwendolyn and After Midnight, was a precious I guess they tried to say is that precious or they tried to say something else right here?
That is
precocious.
Oh, precocious.
Precocious child. Oh,
Precocious.
I thought they were trying to say precious right there, but do what they do best.
Big words are hard.
Yes, was a precocious child who got the showbiz bug at 14.
I don't think we're pronouncing that correctly.
I want to say it's precious, but I'm like, what is precocious?
I think it's precocious.
I
something.
don't know.
Precocious.
Well, like I say, she was a child who got the showbiz bug at 14.
It's one of those words that is only ever used to describe people after they die, and I don't think anyone really knows what it means.
Yeah, let me Google that right there. So it says right here, when she saw Peter Frampton at Balboa Stadium in San Diego, she got a backstage pass and saw the all-access VIP treatment Peter's girlfriend Penny received, and that was it. She was hooked. So this is her and old boy from Whitesnake right there back in 1987. So it goes on to say right here.
Wait. Go back up. Oh.
You remember that 80s hair back then?
The 80s hair. Oh man. You know what? Even here in the UK, hair in the 80s was big, but it wasn't like that.
That was because that was all that hairspray and things.
And then in the 90s, everyone had a center parting and curtains.
Oh man. But yeah, I remember those styles back there, but like they were different from us, we kind of had like the, we still had the fros, but we kind of had like the box haircuts, the chili bows and things like that,
Oh, there was the what was Will Smith's best friend called in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, that like the that hairdo that it was kind of like an afro but it just stood straight up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the box, like the box and things like that, and then of course, it had Kid and Play, with his all high top fade. So it
would fade up and then it would just be like a cylinder on top of your head.
Yeah. Oh, that was the shit back then.
Like I know a lot of people had those. A lot of black people had that in the South, and in the South of America, it's pretty warm there. Would it not be like wearing a woolen cap?
Well, like I said, when you're so used to it, like I don't know. As a kid, it never really bothered us, And then again, a lot of us kept ours, kind of like low, it was like a low cut fade instead of like having it really up there, and so it kind of helped us a lot. It was more the city kids that had that, that leaning tower thing going on.
I know that there were people that they had it so long that they could hide they could get like a crayon and stick a crayon on top of their head and it would just be hidden in their hair.
I know one, like I said, when they had like the afros, they stick like a pick in it, and it's just right there, Sometimes they even forget they forget it's there until they like lean back and stuff like that. It sticks them in the damn head. But yeah,
with the afro comb just stuck in there in case they needed to fluff it up.
That's what I was saying. That's what it basically was for, But yeah, like these were some of the wild styles back then. Tony started out a game show back in 1976 to tell the truth. She migrated into movies and achieved some success with her roles, especially Bachelor Party. That was a good movie right there. It starred Tom Hanks. And Tony famously was featured in some music videos, notably White Snakes, Is This Love, and Here I Go Again. Yeah, that right there. That was I'm saying. This song right here was what got me right there. That's when I first saw it. Like the way she was dancing up in that video right there. I'm just like, damn. And I was a little kid, man. Yeah, she used to be like White Snake with a rat, man. Like there's a whole lot of stuff, man.
Was that her leg?
I don't think that's her leg, but like, and another thing, like I said, those aren't rats, those are mice. You think they they can't tell rat.
You know what? I know men that aren't afraid of shit, but a mouse walks out and they scream like little girls.
So it goes on to say, Katane dated rat guitarist Robin Crosby while she was still in high school, and even followed his band to LA. So she was a high school groupie in the late 70s. She was featured on the album cover of the band's album Out of the Cellar and their debut EP Rap. Oh, so that is her.
Yeah.
All right, I know that's her right there, but it's like, oh well,
apparently those are her legs.
Those are her legs. I kind of wonder how she was acting when they was taking it right there. like take the picture, get these things off me. Okay. Yeah, and of course
they won't be regular mice or rats like what you see out in the wild. They would be like, like fancy rats. You keep them as pets.
Yeah, you keep them as pets. Things
well,
like that.
They will be the mice version of those.
Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure like those mice right there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those basically like how you said, domesticated right there. So they're very friendly, but it'll still make them go eek.
I actually used to know someone that had 2 fancy rats, and they're basically just domesticated rats. They're just their name is fancy rats for some reason, and one of them was an alcoholic, and the other one was a pothead. So if anyone was at their house and their weed went missing, all you had to do was go into the rat's cage, lift up their bed, lift up the top layer of bedding, and there was your weed. Because the rat, it would steal the weed and it would hide it in its bed for later.
I don't know. For me, it's like the closest I've ever seen people with rats was either hamsters or guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs aren't. They're rodents, but they're not really rats.
I don't know what we well, like I said, yeah, you would count them in like the rodent section, but it's just because they make those squeaking noise when they get excited.
That's not what makes them a rodent. Like a capybara is a rodent. It's the world's biggest rodent. They're giant.
Yo, them big things, God.
They stink too.
They spend a lot of time in the water.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And they stink. They're disgusting animals. They're friendly, though. They are friendly.
Yep. So it says right here, Tawny's personal life was rocky. She married White Snake lead singer David Coverdale. Coverdale, back in 1989, but the marriage only lasted for 2 years. She went on to marry baseball star Chuck Finley, with whom she had 2 daughters, Winter and Rain. And at the end of their relationship proved disastrous. Finley claimed she repeatedly kicked him in the face with her high heels, and she was charged with domestic violence. Those charges were later dismissed, and he filed for divorce 3 days later. So, wow, celebrity marriages right there.
How long did their marriage last?
It lasted for 2 years. Celebrity marriages usually don't last that long.
Well, that's a lifetime in terms of celebrity marriages.
Yeah, because I can't remember like who's the ones that they only got married for like 1 hour. I'm like what the. That must have been like one of those like we're only gonna do this for publicity, and after that, like how the hell do you only be married for an hour?
Um, they married someone because they had really good sex with them, and within that span of an hour, they went, "Actually, I really hate you," and they got divorced.
Hmm. Like I said, did it for the publicity, and then like I don't want you no more. Okay, so, oh, that's the end of it right there. It also had a substance abuse issue, and was arrested for drug possession and DUI. Do you really want to bring that up at a time like this?
That's
Yeah,
just in bad taste.
yeah, she had ups and downs and things like that, but she managed to kind of turn it around, especially like as she got older. So like says right here, Tony was 59. Rest in peace. Like yeah, but that's the
It will
wildest
be
part right there.
interesting to find out how she died, because that's a pretty young age to die.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I'm pretty sure like give them a couple of weeks and things like that. They'll probably release it up. Well, it all depends on like the family. But yeah, man, it's like at 59 years old, man. It's like, man, everybody's passing away. Like what? DMX, Shock, Shock G, Humpty Hump, if you know what those are right there. And now Tony Katane. It's like all these music legends are just passing away like crazy, man. Like, yeah. And these were people I grew
Yeah.
up with. So, man, you just wonder, like I'm saying, who's going to be next? But oh, let me find that one right here. But oh, I can't see with these things right here. I'm sitting up here trying to look cool, but I'm trying to look cool. I can't see. I wear my sunglasses. All right, copyright. That was a cool song, man. Like I said, this stuff is gonna make me go back to the 80s, man. Because I'm saying for a lot of people don't know, that was my year. I was born in 1978. So it's like, growing up as an 80s child, man, was some of the greatest years of my life. I spent
I was born in 91. So although the only real things that I know from the 80s is because my mother was a teenager in the 80s, and she pretty much listened to Cyndi Lauper and stuff like that.
Oh man, Cindy was a great person right there, man. Like I told you, man, I'm an 80s child. I'm a 90s, I'm a 90s teenager. It's like up to basically like up to 1998. That's where my music, that's what my music mostly like goes right there. Like I'll still listen to like things that are like happening right now, whatever catches my ear. But most of my music I'm mostly listening to is back during that era right there. Like
Well, the
stuff.
issue with a lot of music nowadays is it's all very similar, and that's because they have the same instruments. Like there's 4 instruments that are used in pretty much every modern songs, and they're all written by like the same 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
So they're but back in then sort of days, they actually used real instruments, and you can hear the difference. But also a lot of bands wrote their own songs, or they would hire someone who wasn't a big producer to write their songs. And the reason for that is because back then they would put a lot of money into marketing, but it was nothing compared to now. And the issue is they put something like 10 million into marketing, and they want to guarantee it's going to be a success. So make everything sound as similar as possible.
Yeah, and plus, back then growing up, I had things like Michael Jackson, Prince,
I love Michael Jackson and I love
yeah,
Prince.
the Rolling Stones and things like that, man. It was so many, people I grew up on, things like that, man. Shoot, Janet Jackson, Sheena Easton, like, oh my God, man, those folks right there, just it was enough to make you go, that was my stuff back then. So when I hear like music coming from like that era right there, man, I'm just like, it just takes you back, like takes you back to that
You know
exact
what?
age.
I might get some eye rolls, but my favorite Prince song is "When Doves Cry."
Hey, what's wrong with that?
I don't know, but I feel like that's gonna make some people roll their eyes.
It'd make you upset. It'll take you back like the Purple Rain. Like I don't know, like when it comes to like Prince songs, like what my favorite is, like, man, can I even like pick one? Like there are so many of them, man.
Yeah, I like that song more than any of his other songs, and I don't know why.
I know. And one thing I hate right now is like with his company, or the people who like taking over his stuff, is like nobody can really like play like a Prince song, like even if they're like doing a tribute or whatever, because they will copyright the holy mess out of you and will block your whole entire thing. Because I remember one time like when Prince had died, it's like I had tried to do like a dedication like on Facebook right there, man. They blocked it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if it was his wishes or they were just, like just acting up. Hey, Jack Gunsey up in the chat. Also, everybody up in the chat right here. So we got Madness, we got K Shul, we got like Always Lost and Nothing Else. We got Jack Gunsey sitting up here talking about the substitute shows everywhere. Yeah, it's like I'm feeling in for KIC while she basically, has a fun weekend with Kayla right now and telling like, don't worry about a thing. Me and Tally got this right here. We're gonna be doing everything best I can, and have fun. It may not be all the sexiness and the hotness that chaos brings and things like that. But I'm doing my best, Shoot. I got Maryland on my t-shirt, so yeah, that's a little hotty,
And Marilyn all up behind you too.
Yeah. I love me some Marilyn Monroe, man. Shoot.
Doesn't everyone just love Marilyn Monroe though?
Man, Marilyn was man, that one was so hot,
Yeah.
And like I told you, I love like when I did my like rest in peace, like tribute to her and things like that, finding out all this stuff, like mainly like finding out like how she was born a brunette and things like that. Everybody thought she was like a natural blonde. Like, nah, that came when she hit Hollywood. Right,
that was out of a bottle.
But she rocked it though.
But you can tell she wasn't a natural brunette because you can tell she wasn't a natural blonde, sorry. Like she rocked the blonde hair, but you can see she's not a natural blonde because she's got the dark brown eyebrows.
Yeah. And most of it because like back then, like the startlets that were coming up and during her days right there were basically, like bleach, was it platinum blonde or bleach blonde?
Platinum blonde back then.
I think it was platinum blonde. Because everybody basically had that look right there. And it was basically rare because thousands of women, they tried to become the next big thing in Hollywood. So when you see people like Marilyn Monroe and when you find out how they made it right there, it was like, oof, man.
Someone told me once, and I don't know if this is true, but someone told me that the reason blonde bombshells are called blonde bombshells is I know that they would use something in TNT to dye their hair blonde, and I know they actually did that. Women that worked in munitions factory, they would actually steal some of the stuff to dye their hair blonde, but I don't know if it's true that that's where the term blonde bombshell came from.
And Marilyn used to work in
someone told me
munitions
that's
factory.
where it came from.
I don't know either, but that would be a trip, man. I have to look that up.
Well, they use TNT to dye their hair, but whether or not that was why they were called blonde bombshells, I don't know.
Man, like I said, I don't know how that would work out right there. Afraid your stuff would just complain. Oh no, I gotta look that up one time. Like I said, why were they called blonde bombshells? But I got an article right here that and I've really been wanting to talk about this whole entire thing. Now, you heard about the Tokyo Olympics that's going to be happening
Yeah,
this
it was
year.
cancelled. Wasn't it cancelled? Wasn't it
No,
cancelled?
no, it's still going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like from what I've been hearing,
it was the last ones that were cancelled.
Yeah, it was 2020 that was canceled. They're doing it this year right now in 2021, saying that it is safe.
Yeah, because Tokyo just built a massive stadium for it. They're not going to sit there and be like, well, can we still do it? Because we built the stadium. And I think it's only fair that because it was technically it wasn't cancelled, it was postponed because of the pandemic. So it's only right that they do get to actually host it. It is their turn after all.
Oh yeah, it is their turn. Like well, like I said, it just puts a year off and things like that. And I don't know, like after this right there, if they're gonna do, try to do the whole thing like 2024. I think just basically start all over again. Like 2021, okay, 2025, 4 years and 4 years and 4 years. How they always basically do. But
they will. I think because they postponed it a year for the pandemic, they probably will continue from 2025 instead of 2024. Because that way it gives the next people that will be hosting it the same 4 years that everyone else gets to build the stadium.
Yeah, so that's what they'll probably basically do right here, and the fact that they're throwing the Olympics, which basically shows me that, like I'm saying, they're really easing up on a whole lot of this stuff right here, and hopefully, like it's just gonna finally go back, to like where it's like, okay, when we know it's out there, we know how to deal with it and things like that, and let's like go back to our lives and stop living in this whoop whoop right here. But
last time Tokyo was supposed to host the Olympics was around the time of the Second World War. And then they couldn't host it because Germany decided to be dicks.
Oh, there is a story behind that too. But like with this one right here, here's what the biggest story that I'm getting out of the whole entire thing is. As you see right here, it says like IOC, like no protest allowed by athletes doing Tokyo Olympics, Paralympics right here. Now you see this thing right here. This is the main thing I've been concentrating on this whole entire thing right here. No protest allowed by any athletes and things like that. But if you've been looking at our, like our mainstream media, our media and things like that, what have they been saying?
They've been saying that the riots are peaceful protests. But in saying that, I'd imagine they're saying that these athletes aren't allowed to go to these protests.
No,
because if they catch COVID, they then can't compete. Hi, Lothy. Hi, Kefki.
Yeah, you got Kefki. We got Beck in the chat right now. Let's see. Now what it basically comes down to is like, you already know. Tokyo is one of those countries, one of those no nonsense, countries and things like that.
Oh yeah, they're very strict.
Oh yeah,
like
they are strict.
You try doing this shit in Japan, they'll tell you to fuck right off.
Oh yeah, they gonna come down with some real authoritarian stuff right there. I'm not saying that's a good thing, man. But it's like when it comes to stuff like here, where you got people from around the world, like competing in their sport that they're mainly known in. The last thing you want them to do, man, is sit up here and act like these, holier than thou folks. Like you come there to compete in your event and things like that. The last thing people want to see is more politics. Because it's already in everything else.
A lot of people have actually stopped watching sports because it's all politics.
Yes.
And people just like, you are there to kick a ball, throw a ball, hit a ball. Shut the fuck up. No one cares what your opinion is.
I would say, especially at least not right here. There's a time and a place for that. But it's like when they do this stuff right here, it just makes me feel like I'm saying that, these people, that's the reason why a lot of their talents have basically been fading right here, because they're too busy trying to be, politicians or, SJWs and things like that. But the article basically says right here, athletes would not be allowed to protest or send political messages messages through through their behavior during the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics, announced the International Olympic Committee on Wednesday. All right. That means if you try to copy American sprinters Tommy Smith and John Carlos, who raised a fist on the podium in Mexico City in 1968, yeah, I remember that right there. That was back then during the whole Black Powers, all this stuff right there. So when they won, I think they won first and second. So during the playing of the national anthem, they stood there with their fists in the air. It's actually they got a commemorative statue of that somewhere in the United States. But what they're saying right here. So if they're saying right here, if you do that when you are attending the Tokyo Games, there will be punishment. Smith and Carlos were expelled from the events after their actions. Yes, that did happen. They kept their medals. They kept their medals. They went on and things like that. But they did get expelled.
They accomplished something and they got to keep their medals for what they accomplished. And then it's like, well, you can keep those medals, but fuck off. We don't want you here for the rest of the games.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
And so it basically said, all right, great.
Tokyo's basically saying, we don't want that shit. You're here to run. You're here to swim. You're here to do whatever the sport is that you're here to do. Do it and shut up.
And it ain't just Tokyo. It's supposed to be like that in any Olympics right here. Like I'm saying right here, Rule 50 of the Olympic Charter prohibits any demonstration or political, religious, or racial propaganda at the games. So the whole Black Lives Matter, the whole taking the knee, the whole Antifa. I'm saying that's anything, man. Black Lives Matter, Antifa, Blue Lives Matter. Anything, man, even MAGA and stuff like that. If somebody wants to do that, it's not allowed. And that's
the reason for that within the Olympics is because the whole point of the Olympics is it's supposed to bring people from all over the world together to compete in games. And it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, or what your sexuality is or anything like that. As long as you are the best in your sport.
Yeah. And that's what it's really all about right there, man. The last thing they want is, I'm saying that's the last thing I ever want to see tainted right there, because I plan on watching the Olympics because you're seeing people from all around the world, man. Now this is one of those places where it's like, yeah, I want to see the United States represent, with the best and things like that. Hopefully we bring home some wonderful gold medals and things like that. But it's like the last thing I want them to do is go over here and show their ass.
The British, he's either the diving or the swimming champion. He won medals in the Olympics representing England. He's gay and no one cares because he's the best at what he does.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if they're gonna do that as well. Like say, you can't carry the rainbow flags or the rainbow.
Well, it's a political statement, isn't it?
Yep. So I don't think the rainbow flags, the rainbow merchandise, or nothing like that. It's that's what I'm saying. They're just basically saying bring your country's flag, and things like that.
Well,
bring your talent, bring your country representation, and that's it.
Well, when you're there to represent your country, you are there to represent your country. You are not there to represent a subgroup within your country.
You can do that when you come back.
Yeah.
And there is nothing wrong with that right there. Like I said, there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with I'm saying, with a demonstration and all that right there. It's like, man, but do that stuff after the games, man. Like I'm saying, if you want to represent for the black people, the LGBT and things like that, the women or whatever, things like that, do that after the games. Don't do that stuff during the games, right, man? Because you're just going to make the country look stupid.
Something I have to say about Tokyo is they've also said that we don't care if you're a man to female trans and you now identify as a woman, due to the fact that you have an innate natural advantage due to going through male puberty with a larger lung capacity, higher bone density, longer limbs, and in a lot of cases, and bigger hands, and all of these different things that men have an advantage of when it comes to women, along with increased muscle mass. You're not allowed to compete in the women's sports. And we don't
Wait,
care that you now identify as a woman. You're not allowed.
but for what I've been hearing, like you remember that transgender that transgender weightlifter in New Zealand? I heard that they're competing.
No.
I seen an article. It said that they're going to be competing something like, I'm saying, like, the first transgender or whatever to could be competing in the weightlifting and things like that. And I'm like, if
I
that's
don't
the
think
case,
that was in the Olympics though.
I think they are supposed to compete in these Olympics. So at least there's an article out there basically saying it.
Now, see, if Japan doesn't say no, then I can't back them.
Yeah,
the only reasonable thing for Japan to do in that circumstances is just say no, because that individual, like, I will respect that she now identifies as female. But she went through male puberty. She spent a lot of her life living as a man, and she was able to lift nearly twice the amount as a biological woman. And those are women that have been training for years in this shit. It's not fair. It's an unfair advantage. It's basically the same as if athlete was taking testosterone supplements as a female to try and compete to get an advantage. Because the only way you could get that advantage as a biological woman is to take testosterone.
And that's why I said, if I was any of these female weightlifters, man, I'd be boycotting if this was the case right here. Like, no, I'm not gonna compete, because we're already. I'm saying, because they probably already know what the results are basically gonna be. This person is gonna blow them out of the damn water, because they've already been doing it so far.
Well, if that woman competes, if that trans woman competes, there's no point doing the competition. They might as well just hand her the medal.
Exactly.
And then they might as well just hand her the gold medal and let everyone compete for silver and bronze. There would be no point in having a bronze or having her compete at all.
Yeah, and we're not saying this like I'm saying like we're sexist, or we're just like I'm saying that a woman can't compete on that level and things like that. But I'm saying, but there's just been too much proof out there with this transgender as well. That's I'm saying, this transgender just been blowing these women away.
Well, it's kind of like Farron Fox lived a large amount of her life as a man, fathered children, and then when she was in her late 20s, early 30s, decided to transition, went up against someone that didn't know she was trans, and broke this woman's skull. And then after that, the next person that she went up against, she was the only person that knew that she was transgender and went, I'll go up against her. And she got obliterated. She said, while in hospital, I've never been so overpowered in my life. And it just goes to show what an unfair advantage it is from years of testosterone.
Yeah, that's the question right there. Is like I'm saying, it's like, when does fairness, when does fairness begin? When does, like I'm saying, like, this virtue signaling end and the fairness begin? Because I'm saying there have already been too many, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? There have already been, like, too much, I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. There are too many cases. There we go, right there. There are too many cases where you're basically seeing these transgender athletes and things like that blow these, I'm saying, biological women out of the damn water, and whatever they're doing, from weightlifting to MMA to track and field, they just blowing them out of there. Why? Because they have that biological advantage.
There was that male to female trans person who was an athlete, and even she recognized that she had an unfair advantage and decided she was going to continue in her sport against men. And
Wait,
I think she did the lift, like the deadlifting as well.
Was that the transgender female that Blur had?
Yeah.
That Blur did the video on?
Yep. Still,
Ah,
but she is still going to compete against men because she recognizes that against women she does have an unfair advantage. Now, she might, from transitioning, she might end up with a slightly disadvantage going against the men, but it's still more fair.
yeah. Especially like if you want to do sports and all that right there. I'm just saying it's like it's a jacked up situation, you know, like for the transgender community and things like that. But it's like a lot of them basically have to understand, man. It's like you know, especially like transgender male to females, like you're going at the whole entire thing, you know, like I'm saying, you're not going in it equally, you're going in it with a huge advantage.
It'd be kind of like me trying to go up against you in deadlifting.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull you out the water, tell.
Yeah. Like it'd be kind of like me going up against Eve doing deadlifting. Like she not only is she like more than a whole feet 1 foot bigger than, like, taller than me, she's got a lot more muscle as well.
Yeah.
It like she would have a huge advantage over me.
Yeah, and like it comes to a point where like fantasy and reality has, like I'm saying, you know, you have to cut it off somewhere. But like I said, but from digressing from this part, but it's like I do love what Tokyo is basically doing right here and things like that. But it's like when you look at like other articles that have been talking about this whole entire thing, they've been making it like I'm saying that they're just picking on Black Lives Matter. That's what gets on my nerves about our mainstream media right here. They made this rule
basically, no, they made it for everyone. It's like you can't, because it says in the rules, you can't do this for Black Lives Matter. You can't do this for the kick pup. It's bad to kick puppies movement. You can't do this shit. If it's a political movement, you can't do it. If it's like, you can't do this shit for trans rights. You can't do this shit for gay rights. You just can't do this shit because this is not the time nor the place.
Yeah, and it's one of their rules right there. They basically pointed, but it's like
but it's been a rule for a very long time.
But basically, like I'm saying, you know, like people who are in support of Black Lives Matter have been the main ones tripping off of it, because I have a feeling that a lot of these, you know, like you know, SJW athletes were basically gonna go over there doing huge virtue signaling, you know, people like LeBron James, Megan Rapinoe, the WNBA, you know, them all saying basically those fools right there, you know.
Well, if they try to do that shit, it'll be even funnier if they try to do it before they compete, because then the people running the event will just say, no, that person's not allowed to compete because they broke Rule 50. How long ago was Rule 50 implemented?
I don't know. Like
we'll have to find out how long ago it was implemented, because if it's Rule 50, I can imagine it was implemented quite a while ago.
Oh yeah,
and
especially like doing 68.
Yeah, like that. It was broken back in 68. It was a rule back then. Like no one cares about your political stance at this event. You are going there to represent your country, represent your whole country, not just the group within your country. You represent your whole country.
And I think it really like depends on like where the Olympics are being held and things like that. Like I told you, you know, Tokyo don't take no ish whatsoever. However, if the Olympics were here in the United States, or like say like Australia, I think they would have eased up on this rule for like Black Lives Matter and all that whoop and stuff like that. You know, like all these ultra left leaning, you know, like organizations and stuff like that they love to kowtow and they love to like you know, like parade around and things like that. I'm like, if it was in like these first world countries, oh, I'm pretty sure, man, we'd see tons of BLM and stuff like that.
But now, even then, it would be against the rules. And it's not just people from Tokyo who are running the games. It's a committee of people from all over the world.
Yes, it's an international committee.
Yeah, it is an international committee, and therefore, even if this was held in the US this year, it would still be against the rules, and the international committee would say, fuck off with that shit.
Yep. Like I was saying right here, Rule 50 of the Olympic Charter prohibits any demonstration of political, I read that part right there, religious or racial propaganda at the games. Moreover, the IOC said its decision was based on a survey with more than 3,500 athletes over the past year. 70% believe it is not appropriate to demonstrate or express their views, and 67% disapproved at a podium demonstration. So basically, out of around 3,500 athletes that basically, they did like a survey on the things like that. This basically what it is. Like they just didn't don't approve of the stuff right here. Like for instance, like how they're showing right here. I'm saying the kneeling.
If they saw that shit at the Olympics, the international committee that runs the Olympics would go, hold the games, you out.
Mm-hmm. And I would applaud them for it, man. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that stuff. Like I said, it's bad enough that I'm saying when you do it on a national, when you do it, like I'm saying, on a national level and things like that, like I'm saying, like all the stuff that's going on here in the United States, but to do it on a world stage, like all this stuff right there, man. Like the Black Lives Matter, the pumping the fit, like I told you, even Blue Lives Matter or MAGA stuff and things like that, man. I'm just like, no, not there. I don't care what it's all about.
That means these athletes can't wear the pig in police hat socks that Kaepernick was wearing either.
Nope.
Because that's a political statement in itself. They wouldn't be allowed that shit either. Like, you are allowed to wear your country's uniform, and like you can have branded running shoes that like no political statements at all.
Yeah. And I think honestly, at this point, like I told you, a lot of mainstream media have been basically, barking about this whole entire thing, talking about, hey, Japan is racist against Black Lives Matter and all this stuff right there. But if I know Japan is going, they put their foot down and they're going to keep it down.
Well, it's not just like Japan is racist against black people. Like if someone was a Uyghur from China and they were taking part in the Olympics and they showed up with a Free the Uyghurs sign, they would be kicked out too.
Yes.
Because it's a political statement that if you want to make that political statement within your own country, fine. The Olympic Committee can say shit about it. However, during the games, no.
Exactly. And that's what I love about the Olympics, and that's why I hope they did basically hold it right there. Like I said, like I'm saying, like, Tokyo, stand your ground, Olympic Committee, stand your ground. Doesn't matter how much they whine, no matter how much they put this stuff on social media and all this stuff right there and things like that. Stand your ground. Don't let any.
You know what I like about the Olympics is if you are watching the Olympics here in one of the pubs here in England, you can be sitting next to someone that is from a completely different country to you, and they are there watching, hoping their country takes home the gold or the silver or whatever. And you can sit there and have a drink and have a great time and take the piss with them, and it's great. It's all. The whole point of this is to bring people together. It's friendly rivalry. That's all it is.
Yeah, and even if
you can't have friendly rivalry if you bring politics into it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, even if the United States, like in an event that they're showing on TV, even if they're not like in the top rankings or things like that, man, I'm still watching it just to see, all right, who's gonna be the top person that goes up in this whole entire thing right there. Because they show a whole lot of stuff. It all depends on the days, man. Like I think here in the United States, that they'll show like the basketball, they'll show like the volleyball, the of course, the gymnastics and things like that, but they've showed a whole lot of stuff, man, like the water kayaking, the polo, even the water polo and things like that. I've gotten into so much stuff, man, especially when they start like showing like the winter games. That's what I do. I just be sitting there and I just watch it that the whole entire thing.
We all know why you're into volleyball.
Well, why is everybody else into volleyball? Shoot.
The same reason everyone's into volleyball.
But yeah, it's like to me, it's like big ups on big ups on the Olympics for especially doing this right here and things like that. But not,
Well,
I'm saying not
it's
just.
not anything new though. This is
Mhm.
nothing new for the Olympics because this was a rule that someone broke in 1968.
Yeah.
It's an old rule. It's been around for a long time. Bitching about it is not going to change it because the international committee will just tell you to jog on, mate.
Yeah. I think that mainstream media just basically doing this right here just to keep, people, like all the BLM supporters basically outraged, That's why I think the whole thing is like they knew they were going to do this regardless anyway, but it's like, but if we make it look like that they're against just Black Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter only, even though they're telling everybody all of everybody that they're not going to do this right here, then everybody's just going to be like, especially on their side right there.
For the people, let's say it again, for the people who want to claim that this is racist against Black Lives Matter, no, because this has been a rule since the beginning.
Mm-hmm. But of course, when you don't read and you only like I said, you never make it past the title. This is this is what you basically end up doing.
Yep. Oh yeah, like I know. But a lot of people nowadays, they read the title, they share it, and they tweet something stupid, and then someone else has to come along and say, if you read the article, it would say that this was a rule that was broken back in 1968.
But that's what the people who are writing the articles are basically banking off of. They're banking off of them, like I'm saying, that these weak-minded ass people, to see that title right there, automatically screeching things like that, share it without even reading the whole entire thing, because these idiots don't do their research. They just see something they don't like, they act on their feelings, and that's how it basically goes right there. And then it's
I
like
don't even know why this is newsworthy. Like, why is this newsworthy? Why did someone take the time, like over the past couple of weeks, to write this article when this rule has been a rule since the beginning?
But that's the only decent article right there. Like I told you, if you look at like CNN, MSNBC, and things like that, when they talk about this thing, let me see if I can. Okay, let me put up Tokyo Olympics.
I really hope they talk about this on the TV and they have someone on to comment on it that works for the international committee. And I hope that person tells them this has been a rule since the beginning. They're like, it's not even the newest rule. It's been like, if this rule has been around as long as the Olympics have been going, and it's never been an issue up until now.
Mm-hmm. So it's like when you look,
like, you just know that if you go onto someone's Twitter and say to them that this is not a new rule, they would block you.
Mm-hmm.
Or they would try to delete your comment or something. Can you do that? Delete comments on your own posts that someone else posted? I'm not very. I use Twitter. I'm not familiar with it though.
Well, can you delete your comment off somebody's post?
No. Can you delete someone else's comment off your own post?
I think the only thing you can do is you can report it.
Yeah, they'd probably end up reporting it for hate speech because facts are hate speech.
It's like you reported it. It's like when you report something and things like that, then they give you the option to either block or mute them. From what I basically seen of the whole entire thing, because I don't get into the whole entire thing, but it's like that's what they do, and I think that's how the comment is like either deleted or it's not shown on your part right there. It's like, or like when other people see it, it's basically like
this comment has been removed.
It says something like this. Either this comment has been muted, or like the author of this comment right here. It says some wild stuff I can't think of off the top of my head right here, but it's like, yeah, right now there are some articles that are basically talking about like people putting up petitions and things like that to try to get the Olympic game canceled because they're trying to they're trying to cling on to the, to the COVID thing right here. Plus, with the whole Black Lives Matter thing, it's like you got so many people who are living their life in so much fear now that it's like anything. It's like if you even try to get back to civilization, if you even try to get back to normal living and things like that, as we basically consider it, they do everything in their power. Like, no, I don't want to go back to normal living. I want to live my life like this right here because I don't have to, because their thing is
it's a sad excuse of an existence to just be stuck in one room doing nothing but fucking about on the internet, though.
And those are the main ones who are basically crying about I don't want to.
I don't understand why people don't want shit to open. Like, I can't wait until the 17th when I can actually work full time again.
Most of those people are basically like the lazy layabouts, the ones spend all their life, the ones who basically spend their life, living off this person right here, expecting things to be handed to them. Those are the ones who are mainly complaining.
Yeah, these are the people that was given everything as a kid by their parents. They never had to work for anything. And then as an adult, they just go gib.
Yeah. And those are the ones that are fighting to keep this stuff, alive right here.
Like, you want to know what's better for people rather than giving them a stimulus check? Letting them work.
Yes. Like how they've been doing us down here in Texas,
like the government wouldn't have to give people their money back that these people paid in taxes if you just let people work.
But you know how that basically is right there. They're just basically trying to cling on to something for dear life because it gives them power, it gives them money. I'm saying, it takes responsibility off of them and things like that. Like just like how Quinteca is basically saying right here, like there's no responsibility of agency.
Well, these are also the people that have they want everything instant gratification. Like they don't want to think long term in terms of delayed gratification. See, like now the way my mind works is when I move out of this place, I'm going to be renting a room in a shared house, hopefully. And in doing that, I am able to save so much more money because all of the bills are included in the rent I will be paying, and it works out so much cheaper. So I'll be paying less than a third of my income in all of my household bills. And why do I want to do that? So I can save for a deposit so I can buy a house. That way I'm not paying someone else's mortgage, I'm paying my own mortgage. Delayed gratification. I want bricks and mortar out of paying a shitload for housing at the end of it. I don't want to be paying some other fucker's mortgage. I want to pay my own.
I agree with you right there. And another thing, about what everything's going down here in Texas, like I'm saying, you're seeing more and more people who are basically, they're moving about and they're going about and things like that, without wearing a mask and without living their lives in fear. Yeah, you still got people who are clinging on, to whatever and things like that, and like you got some of these businesses that when you go into, they're not demanding and things like that, but they're asking people, like I'm saying, can you please wear a mask and all this stuff right there. It's like me, I just have one in my pocket just in case somebody says something. But other than that, man, I'm just going all on about like today, I went up in Walmart and things like that, just mask free, minding my own business, doing all this stuff right there and things like that. And if people were looking at me like, oh, he ain't got no mask on right there, they ain't say a damn thing. But then again,
well, I would find it amusing for some little Karen to come up to you and start shouting at you about not wearing a mask.
I wish they would. Yeah, speaking of which, let me find this thing right here. Like this, I'm saying this little mother. Okay, yeah, here it is. I found it right here.
Like now, if you're like forcing people to comply out of fear, like this is how the Nazis got to power. They said some shit that was not true about the Jews. The Jews ended up getting like the rest of society just went, we don't want nothing to do with them. And if they saw them in their stores, they started screaming at them to get out. And like, it didn't start with gas chambers. It started with exclusion from society. And how do you do that shit? Fear.
Yeah, like this tweet right here. Like, I don't know if you've been on Twitter and you saw this.
I
but
haven't seen that.
a lot of people basically talked about, but this bastard right here. Like, hold on.
Yep, right here, right there. No mask, right there. There we go. Candid camera. There we go. I want you to know that your insensitivity is ridiculous. I no longer have grandparents due to this virus because of people like you.
I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. If he actually had someone die from COVID, I'm sorry. However, I doubt it. I think you're full of shit, and I think you're just saying that for brownie points.
Yeah, like I said, trying to go viral and trying to do all this, but just listen to the rest of it right here.
It's ridiculous, actually. It's insensitive and it's disgusting as a human being for you to show so much privilege to all of these people. There are so many older people in here who have health conditions, other people.
And I'm not gonna just.
Oh, great. Oh, whoopsie-doo. Congratulations for your pregnancy. It's ridiculous. And I want you to know that. You're on candid camera, and I want you to know that. 4K. Thanks.
See, people like this get on my nerves for one main reason.
This is the kind of person that will walk up to you and in an argument, they will just scream, I've been raped. Yeah, I don't think you have, bitch.
I think the main reason why he did this. If you're going to
scream that at someone in an argument, then it's not true, and you're just trying to win the argument out of sympathy.
I think that all it was, like I said, he was basically trying to look for somebody to basically trying to look for his 15 seconds on online and things like that. Look at me, look how woke I am. I'm bargaining at this person right here, who's not wearing any mask, aren't I such a woke person? And one thing that gets me on about people right here, they always do the exact same thing. They only pick on two types of people, women and the elderly. You never see these motherfuckers ever come up to somebody like me. Like, for instance, when I'm up there, like out and about and things like that, up in the stores, not wearing a mask and things like that, you can't pay these people to come up to me. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, they're afraid of what I'm going to do.
Because if they tried to go up to you and you'll just be there like, yeah, what are you going to do? Go on.
Exactly.
Do something about it. I fucking dare ya.
And not just to point this out, but it's like you can just hear the femininity in his damn voice. And 9 times out of 10, this dude is gay. He's probably one of them gay beta ass liberals and things like that who are basically trying to sound woke. Now, from what I heard about this whole entire thing, this dude got clowned on the damn internet. Like I don't know who these exact people are, but it's like good on her right there for basically standing her ground. But it's like people like this get on my dang nerve because they only do this towards women and the elderly right here. They ain't gonna buck up. They ain't gonna buck up to nobody else.
I would love it if someone like him came up to me and started doing that shit. It's like, what are you gonna do about it?
Exactly.
Do something about it. I fucking dare ya.
But that's their thing. They know who and who not to pick at.
Well,
that's the thing right there.
But they always go for the people that are smaller than them.
Mm-hmm.
People that are defenseless.
Yeah, go ahead.
People that they see as defenseless or that they could take on.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they know that if there's a physical altercation, they would win, and that they are cowards.
Yeah, exactly. Just like how this person basically sounds right here.
You sound like a coward, mate. You sound like a low testosterone leveled bitch. And
that's the reason why he went after that woman right there. Because why? Not only to try to sound woke and things like that, but that's the only thing that's on his level right there. You think he would have came up to a dude like me like that?
Nope.
No. Yeah, he probably would have talked to dog under his breath or behind my damn back, but he wouldn't have bucked up to my face like that. Because 9 times out of 10, this dude's probably gonna, pick me up like that woman on Resident Evil and knock my ass out.
Well, it's because like you're someone that you're quite a large man,
Mm-hmm.
and if he tried to start some shit with you, like you would never throw the first punch, but you'd be like, "If I fucking dare you,
Yeah, I'd
I
say,
want
yeah,
you
do
to, so I can hit you back, you little prick."
yeah, because that's exactly what I tell them. Like I'm saying, like, what you gonna do? Well, do something then. Like, yeah,
You
I'm
know
still not
what?
gonna wear my mask. Do something.
You know what? I'm a tiny little thing, and like
Mhm.
I actually I thought I was 5 foot. I'm not. I got because my brother decided to get a tape measure out and actually measure me a couple of weeks ago. I'm actually
Mhm.
4'11".
Oh my God, you itty bitty thing.
I'm a tiny little thing, and even I would be like, "Yeah, do something about it. I fucking dare you, mate."
'Cause that's all you gotta do, man. Like, ew, like as soon as they come up to you like that, I'll do something.
Oh yeah,
They
like because even someone that's smaller than them, you swear up to them, they run away
Mhm.
with their tails between their legs
Yeah,
because they realize you're not an easy target.
yeah, because that's all
And
you're gonna do. He's gonna
nine
walk
times out
off
of ten,
barking.
9 times out of 10, it won't end in a physical altercation because you stood up for yourself and you showed you're not an easy target, and they will
Mhm.
fuck off.
Just like how that lady did right there. I'm saying, like, yeah. And I'm pretty sure when he posted this up proudly, like I'm saying, like he was gonna get, like he was just gonna get praise and things like that. Instead, he got slammed, and he got slammed by all the right
Like
motherfucking
you can
people.
see she's pregnant.
Mhm.
You can see she's pregnant, and he still started this shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, fucking have it, mate.
Yeah, like I said, he probably thought he was gonna share them. I'm saying on his personal social media and all that right there. What I'm saying with his circle of motherfucking friends, be like, yeah, you tell that person who's not wearing their mask. These people get on my nerves. But now what happened? That stuff got shared out to the community. I'm saying the public got a hold of it and handed this punk his ass. And that's what I'm
Yep.
saying. People like that just get on my dang nerves
Yeah,
right there,
because
man.
people are sick of wearing masks.
Yeah.
Like, and if you actually look at that, there's no studies to show that masks actually slow down the spread of COVID. Like, the only way masks are effective when it comes to infectious diseases is when they are used in a sterile environment and they are put on using sterile gloves.
Hmm.
And any other circumstances, they're completely useless.
Yeah,
And
I say that.
if this disease was so bad, why aren't they handing out these like respiratory
Hmm.
things, like uh, a paper mask is going to protect you? No. If anything, it's just going to lower your the percentage of blood, this oxygen within your blood, and that's not good for you.
Yeah, I understand that right there. Like I said, but let's kind of like slow on the issue right here because remember, like this is this is the SNM thing right here. This ain't my stream right here, so it's like I still want to keep it like like on Eve's
Uh,
terms right there.
I
It's like, I
will
don't know if
still say this shit.
I don't
Masks
like
do not work the way that people think they work, especially
like
not if you walk around with it under your nose.
it's like I want to stay on Eve's good presses and things like that. I don't think she wants us to get too deeply into that topic, so we're gonna move on. So all right, so off the political topics right here. Now I'm gonna jump onto what I basically one of the things I want to talk about right here. Now yesterday, Resident Evil came out. Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 8, whatever you want to call it. It came out
I
yesterday.
played that game and I want to.
Oh my God, Charlie, it is so, and it all depends on what system you got and what TV you got on and things like that. Like I still got the original Xbox One, and I got like a high def 1080p TV and things like that. But it's still, man, the graphics are nice and all that
The
right there,
games
man. And the play,
consoles I've got aren't even that modern.
man,
Like
and
the newest games consoles I've got are from 2001.
yeah. And the gameplay is so good. It's like, I'm still getting used to that first person, like that thing that they taking Resident Evil on right now. But the way I'm not gonna try to spoil like too much, but like the way it basically starts out, man. Like cause when you see like the previews and things like that, this whole entire game was made basically around like Lady Dimitrescu. I forget how they call her name.
The really tall lady.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, Dami Mommy, that's what I'm gonna call it basically. It was basically surrounded around Dami Mommy and her daughters and all that right there. But it basically turns out they're just only the appetizer. They were just only to get people enticed to this game and things like that. This game goes way deeper. Now I have yet to see how deeper it goes right there, but it's like they were just the taste, you know. They made you think that this game was going to be surrounded all just about them and things like that.
What else is there?
Like I said, to try to put it like they get taken out quickly. All
okay,
right.
so they are just the beginning of the game.
Yes, I'm saying they're the beginning. They're the opening act. Like, I'm sorry,
Like,
if I'm giving y'all little spoilers and things like that. I'm trying not to spoil as much.
Dummy Mummy isn't even the big boss at the end of the game. Like, she's the first boss.
And it was kind of like it was a little bit upsetting because that was the main thing that kept this whole entire thing going. When they talked about this whole entire game, that's what they basically focus on right there. They focus on Dami Mommy and her daughters, like they were going to be chasing you out throughout this whole entire thing, and you sitting up here basically trying to take them out right there.
Well, it is a Resident Evil village, and from what I can tell, they are just you start off in a manor house. So yeah, they are chasing you around, but they're chasing you around the manor house, which is the first level.
Yeah, but I'm saying you actually start out in your stuff right here, because what it basically is like like him and his wife that he rescued from like part 7, if you have played that game right there, they now have a child. And oh man, the way they created her, man, she is such a cute little dumplings on the game right there. But the child got kidnapped by this cult right here and things like that. So that's what he's doing right now. Now he's in this place where this castle is and all that right there, basically searching for his child, and he runs up on all these folks right here. Like, I got a clip of like a part of the game that I was playing where it's like all the folks come together. So I'm gonna try to show this. I'm gonna try to show this as best as I can. So this shouldn't run too much. So
Do it.
Here's one of the clips that I basically right here. Okay.
But suffering is assured.
Yak, if a man's dick is cut off in the castle, blah, blah, blah.
That's everybody in the whole entire thing.
I've heard all your arguments. Some of you were less persuasive than others, but I've made my decision. Heisenberg, the man's fate is in your hands.
Mother Miranda, I must protest.
Look at that big tall motherfucker.
A child, and his devotion to you is questionable. Give the mortal to me, and I will ensure he is ready.
Shut your damn hole! And don't be a sore loser. You'll find your food somewhere else.
Quiet now, child. Adults are talking.
I'm the child. You're the one who's arguing with Miranda's decision.
You wouldn't know responsibility if it was welded
to keep growing. One day your head might actually fit your ego.
Hey, don't I get a say in this?
Silence! My decision is final. There will be no argument. Remember from whence you come.
Thank you. Lycans and gentlemen, we thank you for waiting. And now let the games begin. Let's see what Ethan Winters.
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
No way! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right,
Okay,
that was a little close. I
so-
took off my gameplay.
are those all of the bad guys?
Yes, I'm saying that's all of them right there. You know, tall girl, you got dude with the hammer. Then you got those 2 in the back right there, and you got like Mother Miranda. Now,
So Mother Miranda will be the final boss in the game.
that's what I'm thinking right there. But it's like Dami Mommy right there, like I told you, she was just the beginning of this whole entire thing, man.
She just happens to be the first one that finds you and catches you.
Yeah. And going through that whole entire thing right there, it is a trip, especially like going through the whole entire castle, because the way that they basically have it, it's like at first like Pat, don't spoil the game. I want to talk about this game so bad.
A few spoilers at the beginning
Mhm.
will be all right. Just don't go too into depth of like what really happens.
Basically, like how it is as you're exploring like all these places right here, especially when you get into the castle and you're like like how you get away from them right there and you start basically exploring the castle looking for your daughter. Like that's when you're like starting encountering her and her daughters, and like they'll just randomly pop up and they'll be chasing you like all throughout the castle right there, like as you go basically going searching, doing all these puzzles and things like that, especially like with the daughters. You can tell when they're popping up because all of a sudden, man, all these bugs start surrounding you, and that's how they'll basically come. And now it's a certain way that you have to like kill the daughters, but with lady, I can't say her last name, but with Dami Mommy, it's like once she gets after you and things like that, all you can basically do is run. Now you've seen like the clips where people have been like shooting her and things like that, and and she'll just like,
she's a bullet sponge.
yeah. Don't even waste no bullets on her because they ain't gonna phase her, they ain't gonna do nothing. You'll just basically be doing it for the fun of if you shoot in the face with a shotgun, she just gonna adjust her shit back and she gonna be keeping coming at you. If you shoot her anywhere else, like if you shoot her in the chest, she'll just shrug that shit off and be like, that's all you got. So it's like wasting, shooting bullets and doing all that time when she's chasing after you. Don't do it. You just wasting ammo.
It's kind of like shooting at Nemesis.
Before
you actually get to the point where you're actually supposed to kill him.
Well, when you're shooting at Nemesis, like you'll take them down and they'll give you like rewards for taking them down. This motherfucker right here, like nothing phases her. And she just basically walking through the whole entire thing, chasing after you and stuff like that. Which sometimes it does get fun. Like, how people make those memes where it's like, where they're running around like, ew, she's chasing after me. Like, like you could be sitting right there running through, and of course, she's just ducking through all these rooms just coming after you and things like that. You got to stay a good distance from her because she got those big long ass.
I know when they remastered Resident Evil. And Eve was playing it when Nemesis came out of nowhere and started chasing her. It didn't matter how much she shot at him, he was just absorbing those bullets.
Oh, so yeah, they did better in the remake compared to like the original. It's like in the original, if he ever hit you and things like that, you can only shoot him like a certain amount of times before he like stopped, and it gave you like a special item that like ammunition or a special item that you can customize your weapons. But I think on a remake, that's what it basically is. Like, it's kind of like how Dami Mommy is, the shit doesn't phase them.
Up until you're actually supposed to kill him, like, there's no point even trying.
Yeah.
Just
and
run.
All you can do is like shit, just run, collect a lot of stuff, man. Try to find like all the hidden treasures. The only time that she won't come after you is like if you go into like this one room where the merchant is in. That's the only room that she'll never enter. It's like you can go right through that door and you could be like standing right in front of the door, looking right dead at her. She'll stop, she'll look at you, then she'll just basically turn around and go somewhere else. But the minute you come out that damn door, oh, she gonna come right at your ass. That's the only it's like a save spot. That's the only room that she can't basically go in. Other than that,
it's kind of like when you're a kid playing tag. And when I was a kid, we had a trampoline in the backyard, and when we were playing tag, the trampoline was home base, and whoever was it could not hit you as long as you were like under or on the trampoline.
Yeah, but it's like it's been a fun game. It's been a fun game so far, man. But it's some of those scenes, man, where stuff happens to him, and it's like it kind of hurts, man. It's like, God.
Something I will say though is if you are going to be playing tag and you're using a trampoline as home base, don't do that shit at night. Like when Like it was during a full moon, so we had like it was still like there was still quite a lot of light, but it was still night.
Mm,
It was still late in the evening, so it was dark.
mm.
But we had enough light from the moon to see, and I ran into that trampoline, and it was perfect boob height. I was
I need to
14
check.
and I ran straight into it, boob first. That
Ah,
hurt. Oh, that hurt so much.
oh man, how fast were you going? And did you bounce off?
I was 14.
Oh,
Like they started growing when I was like 9 or 10. And I
oh,
ran
so
boob first into the metal ring that went around the trampoline, and it hurt.
oh, I know this got it. I know that's definitely gotta hurt right there. Like,
Oh, it
shot.
stinged. Oh, it sting.
Like I said, if you ever get a chance, man, like I said, like yeah, like get this game right here. It is so much fun, but it's like me myself. It's like I don't know if Capcom like basically did this on purpose or they did this knowing that this is gonna be genius. Like let's just feature like these sexy daughters and this big tall beautiful woman who we just made popular than a motherfucker, man. Like there are so many Rule 34s.
Well, they didn't even make it popular. They just designed these characters, put them out there, and everyone's just gone, yes.
Yeah, but the wild part is like the rest of the characters are basically a secret now because nobody knows anything about the other characters. Not Mother Miranda, not these other three characters. They showed a little bit of the one of the guy with the hammer and things like that, but it was mostly focused on Dami Mommy and her daughters, which everybody thought like they were the whole entire bosses of the game, and it's like I'm like,
Nah,
yeah.
she's only the first boss.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying, like, damn, you take them on straight, I'm saying in the early stages of the game right there. And it's like
Looking at that, how many bosses do you reckon there are? Because Mother Miranda is definitely the final big boss.
so you got her, you got the dude with the hammer, you had like this itty bitty thing. All together, I think it was like 5. No, it's 6 of them. I forgot about that big wolf dude with the hammer as well.
Memes is asking if Dami Mummy is a Mary Sue.
No. Now she gets a little feminist, talk about you man, and how they get to talk about Ethan because he's a man and things like that, So it's like basically like treats him like a plaything. And when Ethan kills one of his daughters and she gets pissed off about it, how dare you put your man hands on my daughters and right there. So it's like it gets a tiny bit feminist, but no, she's not a Mary Sue. She holds her own.
You know what? I don't think that's because of feminism. I think it's just because any woman would react like that if she saw a man put his hands on her daughter.
And plus, like them, like
I know I would.
The way
how dare you put those disgusting man hands on my daughter in that way, you prick.
It's more like a dominatrix type of way and things like that, because she is very dominant in this game.
Oh yeah, there's a reason everyone calls her dummy mummy. Mummy.
And there's a part like when you finally like get into like her room and things like that, where it's like there's like this dress of her. And so when you come in, like like as Ethan Winters thing right there, it's like, and if you face this dress, like the way Ethan Winters and like and this dress is right there, like he comes right to the hip part. So basically his face is right there. I'm saying where her fucking coochie is. So it's like, damn, it's like I bet, man, I almost recorded that part too and things like that. I'm like, damn, man, it's like, dang, the way this right here, like this heifer's so goddamn tall. It's like, shit, damn,
She is a tall woman.
Yeah, you can stand up and she can stand up and you can eat her out right then and there. It's like like her cooch is basically at face level. So
Well, let's work out that Ethan is a tall man, about 6 feet tall.
Mm.
6'1" to 6'5", something like that. That means she's about 9 feet tall.
Yeah, she's not. I think that what they said in the whole entire thing, she's 9'6".
That
And
is a big woman.
yeah, in the game. So yeah, that's a big tall goddamn female. So it's like yeah, all right, let me see if I can look it up. Damn, I can't see. Here it is. Lady Demetriescu's height. Okay, yep. She is approximately 9'6" tall. And that's okay, that all right. This figure includes both her high heels and her hat. So you put all that together and things like that, like the hat and her and the high heels. So I say the high heels are probably giving like what?
Let's say about 4 inches, 5 inches. So she'll be about 9 feet tall.
Yeah, it should be about 9 feet. So let's just say like like the 6 inches is basically her and those high heels right there.
Well, let's say there's an inch for the hat and 5 inches for the heels. So yeah, she'll be about 9 feet. She might be 9'1". That's a tall woman.
That's a tall goddamn female. Like I said, I love
and also looking at her character design and the character design of her daughters and all that sort of thing. No wonder so many people are rule 30. Is it rule 36? Yeah,
34.
36. Yeah, rule 34. No wonder so many people are rule 34ing her and her daughters. No wonder people are cosplaying them. I'm not really surprised because their character design is incredible.
Oh yeah, man. Big time right there. And like and like the voice actor of her, like she's on Twitter now. Like let's see, what's her name? Oh yeah, Maggie Robertson. Like here she is. Like oh, let me bring this up. Sorry about the little pause right there. So yeah, here it is. Like yeah, here's like the voice actor for her, like and the whole entire thing. You know, she's the voice actor of Dummy Mommy. talking about, so we finally meet. You know, thrilled to finally announce I was a voiceover and performance capture artist behind a lovely lady, Dimitrescu. Oh, that's her name, Dimitrescu. That's hard to say that.
Well, performance capture, that basically means that they designed that character to look like the voice actress.
And I kind of wonder what she looks like. Well, here's oh, here she is right here. So
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Like Dummy Mummy's got dark hair, but yeah.
Let's see, is that her?
Yeah, I think it is.
No, that's somebody else. That's her. So dang.
Yeah, they definitely used her style to make this character.
And I kind of wonder how tall she is in real life, man, because like as you see, man, she is very leggy. So it's like
she could be one of those lucky women that has really tall, long legs. Like, but in saying that, pants like that, they do make your legs look longer.
Yeah, so it's like yeah, they basically put this character right here, you know, designed on her, and they did a very good job, man. And plus, you know, her with like with the voice acting right there, man. She was like, yeah, that lady is definitely going places. But like I said, enough about the game because I don't want to ruin it for everybody who's like still playing it and like haven't gotten as far as I did right here. So we're gonna move to like this favorite topic I really want to talk about with you right here.
The woman that they designed the character from, like she has that timeless beauty that is like no matter what era you look at that picture, and everyone from every generation is going to find her beautiful. And also it's a timeless style as well. I like modern but kind of old fashioned. I love it.
God damn it. Cute with this old smell saying, you know, like talking about would I smash Lady Whatchamacallit and things like that. The problem is she'd smash me. You know, this is a dominant.
There is a reason we call her Dummy Mummy.
Yes, shoot. The way and the way she handles Ethan in this game right here, she lives up to that goddamn name. The way she was kicking his motherfucking ass in that thing right there, man. Like in this one scene, man, she literally choke slams this dude through I don't know how many floors, but I don't know how the hell he survived that. Like, goddamn. She choke slammed this motherfucker through goddamn four flights. Like shit.
She definitely a force to be reckoned with then.
Oh yeah, man, shoot.
Now see, that is how you do a strong female character.
Yes. And that's why I congratulate them on as well, right there. You know, they didn't make her a Mary Sue. They didn't make her like all this and that. You know, she had her flaws, but you know, she also had her strengths. So they did good on that part right there. Even though people like the Mary Sue and all these other, you know, feminist things right there, you know, they'll try to find some way to like, you know, weaken her character. But let's talk about food, especially like this.
Yes.
Especially like this British food right here. And I found this one article right here. Let me take these glasses off because
see, Americans say that the British have a like tasteless food. No.
Get that off. Okay, so this blog right here is called like 10 traditional British foods right here. Now I'm gonna be going through this the whole entire thing. You tell me like just how traditional there is right here. Okay, so we're moving on to the first one right here, shepherd's pie.
All right, a shepherd's pie is minced lamb with in gravy. It can have vegetables in it. Some people don't put vegetables in it. Topped with mashed potato and baked in the oven. And alternatively, there's the cottage pie, which is the same but beef, and it's delicious.
Yeah, that cause we do shepherd pie like at my workplace, but instead of lamb, we use beef because it's like, you know, it's kind of
Well,
like
then
illegal.
it's not a shepherd's pie. It's a
I know
cottage
it's kind of illegal to use lamb here in the United States, so
Well,
that's the reason why we have to use beef as an alternative.
I say lamb, but in order for it to be lamb, it's basically it's not a baby. It's not what you would think of when you see lamb.
Yeah.
A lamb. It's a sheep that's up to the age of 2 years old. So technically, it's a young adult.
Isn't that like veal or something?
No, it's although it's a teenage, late teens to early adults in terms of sheep. Because it's under the age of 2, it's lamb. If it was older the age of 2, it would be ewe.
Like I said, that's tradition right here. So it's so we go to number 2 right here, beef Wellington. Oh man, that is
okay.
Right there.
That is a piece of beef wrapped in puff pastry and baked in the oven. And it's delicious. It is. Oh, it's
like saying the way they got it right there is looking delicious. But let me get up here right here. So it's right here, a Hostman classic British meal. Shepherd pie originated in Scotland and the north of England, and it's primarily made of minced lamb and potatoes. You know, like many families will make this dish using beef, but it should actually be referred to as cottage pie. So
yeah, if you use beef, it is a cottage pie.
It's a cottage pie if you use beef. Then so what we're making, we're not making shepherd's pie. We're making cottage pie. But you know
I just said that. But you can find it pretty much everywhere. It's easy to make. It takes including all of the cooking time, including the time that it takes to bake in the oven, less than an hour. Because you just make your beef with your gravy and all that sort of thing, and you add your seasoning. And if you're going to add vegetables, it's carrots and peas, maybe some sweet corn. You put those in it, you mix it all together, cook it through a little bit. You boil your potatoes, mash them with a little bit of milk and butter to make them nice and creamy. You put them into an oven safe dish, put the mince down first, then you put the potatoes on top and bake it in the oven for 20 minutes at about 200 degrees Celsius. And then you take it out after 20 minutes, put cheese on it, put it in the oven for another 5 to 10 minutes.
And they're saying like beef Wellington is named after the famous Duke of Wellington right here. So,
Yeah, it's a nice cut of beef wrapped in puff pastry.
okay, number 3, fish and chips, which basically I just call fish and fries right here. Like,
all right, no, because fries, I know what fries are. Those are the really skinny chips. They're really skinny, but you see how chunky they are. Those are chips. And
those are fries.
Australians call them hot chips.
I call them French fries.
It's basically white fish, either haddock or cod, battered, usually in beer batter, and then deep fried.
Oh yeah, beer batter cod is really, really good, man. Like,
yep. And you can get that everywhere in England. Like it does, like the best fish and chip shops are the ones in the towns that are very close to the sea. Like my favorite fish and chip shop in the entire world is a place in Newquay called Flounders, and it's delicious.
So saying right here, perhaps nothing is more synonymous with British food than fish and chips. But unfortunately, this dish can often be a bit disappointing if you don't get it in the right place. Is that true?
Yep. If you don't get it in the right place, like somewhere that doesn't clean their oil out often enough, or if they cook the fish, if they don't cook it for long enough, or they cook it for too long, it can be soggy. And some places that do it, they're just gross. But if you find like you want to go to somewhere that's a seaside town on one of the coastlines, and that's where you will get the best fish and chips.
That's what it says. It says the top tip is look for a chip shop that is that cooks that fish fresh to order. So look like I said, one of those places, seaside places that you talking for.
Yep, you go into like there's a place on one of the beaches, and it's basically like a beach hut, and this beach hut sells fish and chips, and it's not a restaurant. Like you just take it to go and you sit on the beach with it, and they cook it to order. And if you like the best places, they do cook it to order. Like you will order it and they will cook it right there in front of you. You will watch them drop your piece of fish.
Good fish fry. Okay, number 4. Okay, chicken tikka masala.
It's an Indian dish. It's very popular. You can get it in every single Indian restaurant. It's chicken in a tikka curry sauce. It's kind of mild. It's really mild. It's quite creamy.
That's what I say. It looks like more creamy. It looks like it's creamy and spicy right there. But it's like
it's creamy with very mild spice.
All right,
but it does have some spice to it, but it's very creamy.
So it's just got like a kick.
Yeah. If you're not really fond of the kick that comes from it, because it is it's like I'd barely call it a kick really. But if you're not really fond of that, you can also get a korma, which is a coconut based curry, and it's exactly the same, but it's a coconut curry instead of a tikka curry, and that one's really creamy as well.
Right, like I said, it looks good right here. Okay, we got number 5 right here, steak and kidney pie. Okay, so what are we basically looking at right here?
Pieces of steak, pieces of kidney inside a crust with some places might put vegetables in it, but it's got gravy in it, and it's
So you mean actual kidney?
Yeah, as in kidneys from a cow.
Oh damn! I thought they were talking about the beans right there. I get that out of my way. I thought they were like kidney beans or something like that. So you mean like you got steak and kidney? And I'll axle up in this whole entire thing. So
Yep.
that's what it's like. All
Thank
right.
you. Yes, tangy. A tikka is tangy.
Ah. So it says like whether they're covered in a pastry or covered in potatoes, pies featured heavily in British cuisine are the perfect antidote to the
Oh
harsh British.
yeah. Oh yeah. We love a pie. Like whether it's a cottage pie or a shepherd's pie or a pie with a crust, we love our pies.
That's it, the British love pies. Okay, so we got 6 right here. How you say this? Eaten
Eaten
mess.
mess.
Eaten
Eaten
mess.
mess.
Eat 'em.
Okay. Okay, it's meringue
Mm-hmm.
and forest fruits.
That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing a bunch of fruits right here. We got what? We got raspberry, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries. You just got every single berry up in here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's got there'll be a meringue under that, and it's pretty and it's really creamy. See,
So it's like,
I don't understand why Americans say the British don't have good food. Yes, we do. Like, have you ever heard of an Eton mess? Look how yummy that looks.
well, that's from the top right there. Like I'm saying, why they call it Eden mess? Because it kind of looks like a mess of berries, right?
I have no idea why it's called an Eton
Hold
mess,
on,
but
what
the
the?
thing at the bottom might tell you underneath the picture. Okay, afternoon tea is not just a drink. It's not just a drink.
I better
Afternoon
say,
tea.
explain this.
Okay, afternoon tea.
Uh-huh.
When you have afternoon tea, you sit down and they bring you a pot of tea. And along with your pot of tea, you have sandwiches, cake, pie, and scones. And
And what?
a scone is basically sort of like what you would call a biscuit. And we slice it open and we put jam and cottage cream on it, and it's delicious.
Oh, a
And
scone.
yeah, a scone
Mm.
or scone if you want to pronounce it properly. But
Whatever you say.
you have you like depending on where you go to get afternoon tea, that like there's a selection of cakes, a selection of different kinds of finger sandwiches, and scones.
Okay, so it's saying right here, scones, finger sandwiches, cake, and tea. What could possibly be better? Although we Brits are famed for having afternoon tea every day at 5 p.m., that's really a bit of a myth. Afternoon tea is a rare treat that is generally taken around 3 to 4 p.m. So that's
The
what I'm saying.
the
When I
last
saw
time
this right.
the last time I had afternoon tea was was my birthday last year,
Mm-hmm.
and it was about 2 o'clock. Like it's just it's kind of like a snack that you have in the afternoon with a pot of tea, and it's just great.
So afternoon tea isn't just like I'm saying, you just sitting up here like sometime after noon, just like, I'll just have a bit of spot of tea.
Now, I will drink tea like there is no tomorrow,
Oh, of course
but
you are. You're
no, that
Brits.
is but that is not what afternoon tea is. There are people that will drink tea all day, every day, but afternoon tea is specifically the tea with the sandwiches, cake, and scones.
That's what I say, man. You Brits and y'all damn
If you want to know what the Eton mess actually is, because I'm
uh,
not too in depth with what it actually is, you can scroll up and read the thing.
all right, eating mess. It says right here, like eating mess is so simple and delicious that it's best made at home or brought on a picnic. So it's like a
Yeah, you want to go up a little more.
Okay.
The
Okay.
paragraph above that'll tell you what it is.
Okay. The perfect treat of a summer's day. Eating mess is a dessert made with meringue, a variety of berries, and cream. Okay, right there. The dish was first served at Eton College. Oh, that's why they call it that.
Yep. I had no idea, but it can be quite messy, which is why they call it Eton mess. But it is quite a light dessert because it's air whipped meringue with a little bit of cream and a shitload of fruit.
It was first served at Eton College in the late 19th centuries at school cricket matches. That's still a sport right there. I just look at it, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Oh, I can't stand cricket. It's like watching
Batman.
paint dry.
Batman tried to explain it right there a bit, and I'm like, I still don't get cricket. Like, what the hell is this? It looks like baseball.
We used to have to play cricket in school during PE, so I understand how you play it. It's just so damn boring.
It looks it. Like I said.
All right, the whole point of cricket is you've got a bat with a flat side, and you have to. Someone throws a ball, and they are the bowler, and they throw the ball. You've got to hit the ball and try to hit the wickets with the ball. Now, the wickets are the three things behind the bowler. And they've got 3 spikes and they've got 2 things sitting on top of these things, and you've got to try and knock those off. And
as the bowler.
And then you run, and depending on how far you hit the ball, by the time the ball comes back to the bowler, that's how much time you've got to run from the pole where you start to the wickets. And then that's how many runs you get.
I know Batman tried to explain that the last time we was on stream, and I'm just like, I don't get it. Okay, so besides afternoon tea right here, okay, we got Cornish pasty.
Pasty.
I guess this
pasty. It's not a pasty, it's a pasty. And
okay.
Pasty. Being the resident Cornish pixie, yes. Okay, it's steak.
Okay, you got excited over this, so I'm taking this as good.
Oh, these are my favorite. Like I could eat these for lunch every day. They're like this big. And that one is got the crimping wrong, because technically if the crimping goes over the top like that, it's a Devon pasty, not a Cornish pasty. On a Cornish pasty, the crimping will go round the side. But a pasty is basically inside that puff pastry, there will be potato, swede, and onion. And it will all be finely chopped into tiny little cubes, and then inside that you've also got steak that's been finely chopped, and you add a little bit of salt and pepper for seasoning, and it's a simple dish, but it's delicious in its simplicity.
So it's like a meat and vegetable stuffed pastry.
Yeah, basically. And the whole, like, Cornish pasties, they're
so it's a hot pocket.
Sort of. But the whole, like, the reason it's in the pastry like that with the crimping around the side is because Cornwall, it was a mining county. And what they would do, these miners, they would take their Cornish pasties, and right in the middle, back in the day, there would be like a pastry separation. And in one side, you would have your meat and vegetables, and the other side, you would have some kind of dessert. And you would hold it by the crimping, because they would be mining tin. And tin is very toxic, especially the residue that you get on your hands from mining it. So they would hold it by the crimping bit, they would eat it, and then they would throw the crimped bit down into the deepest mine shaft to keep the spirits that live within the mine shaft happy, and it would bring them luck. And it was a way to keep the spirits happy to prevent cave-ins and floods.
But like I said, when it describes this whole entire thing right here, that's what I'm saying. It looks like a British hot pocket.
You're not just see with this one, you're not just getting what it is, you're also getting a little history lesson with it.
I see. Where can you find it? In Cornwall. Okay, now what's a full break?
All right. In order for a Cornish pasty to be called a Cornish pasty, it actually has to be made in Cornwall. It's kind of like Parma ham. In order to be called Parma ham, it actually has to be made in Parma. It's one of those protected names that food sometimes gets. When it's from a certain region, in order for it to be called that, it has to have been made from that. Like, I've gone to bakeries up in Northumberland, and I asked them what's in their Cornish pasties, and they said peas, carrots, and I'd stand there in this bakery and I'd go, what is wrong with you? No.
All right, Madness in the chat right there talking about it looks like a looks like a British version of a croissant.
It's savory, not sweet, and
Okay,
it's a lunch meal, and it's delicious. Like
so what
they're
are we
they're not
looking
very
right here?
big, but it's all you need. All right, that is a full English breakfast,
Okay,
and it is the best way to start your day. It's eggs, bacon, beans, hash browns. That one's got a black pudding on it, but I personally don't like black pudding, and mushrooms and grilled tomatoes.
okay, a
And
black
if you
pudding. What the?
all right, black pudding is it's a disc like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's made from blood. It's made from pig's blood.
The what?
Oh yeah, we don't. Nothing goes to waste over here. Like they will like when they slaughter the pig, they will collect the blood and they will use it to make black pudding.
Is that what we get? What that blood pudding thing that they be talking about?
Yep, yep.
Yikes!
And now it is a very good way to start the day. However, if you want to eat this every day, it's better to grill it rather than fry it. As delicious as it is fried, it's a lot healthier if it's grilled.
What? You're grilling this?
You grill it all. Like the only thing you don't grill are the eggs
Oh,
or the
you're talking about the
and the
whole entire
beans.
thing right here. So, how is this a pudding then? Well, I forget y'all version of pudding is way different
all
from
right.
ours.
All right. We pudding over here. It's not just a sweet thing. Like we've got sweet puddings and we've got savory puddings. Like sticky toffee pudding. It's kind of like a cake that you put in the oven, and it's in a pot. It's in like a little tin sort of thing, and then you tip that out, and then you lift it off, and there will be toffee in the bottom of it that will just ooze all over the pudding, and it's messy and it's delicious and it's so damn bad for you, but it's so good.
Yeah, it'd probably be in the next article I'll bring up right here. Okay, so what they got is okay, roast dinner. Oh, damn, that looks good.
Oh yeah, we love our roast dinner. This is a weekly thing. Most people will have a roast dinner every Sunday, and it's either beef, pork,
Yeah, it says it
lamb,
right there, like Sunday church
chicken.
service.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be some kind of meat. It doesn't really matter. It can be gammon. It's just any kind of a meat that you roast, and you have it with roasted potatoes, cabbage, carrots. Some people do turnips, and again, it's just it's a pretty easy. Oh,
What's
excuse
this?
me. That is red cabbage.
Oh, I'm not used to seeing it like that. But I see the whole potatoes in the meat and in the peas and carrots right there. But it's like that piece of roast right there looks so delicious.
Pork. That is pork with crackling, and you just cannot have a roast pork dinner without having crackling. It's against the law.
Oh, crackling. Oh, you're talking about the fat skin.
The way the fat the reason we call it crackling is because when you bite it, it cracks, and you get it like that by rubbing salt and seasoning on it, and then you put it in the oven, and as it cooks, that salt will dry out the fat and make it go all crispy and cracky, and it's just so good.
Oh yeah, we got cracklings here as like a snack. You know how it is like with pork rinds. We got like pork cracklings. They're basically like the harder versions of a pork rind.
All right, yeah, we call those pork scratchums if you get them in a bag. It's exactly the same thing, but it's they're not as good as freshly made crackling on a roast pork.
So all these right here are very traditional, like
oh yeah,
right here,
in Cornwall, you'll mostly get the Cornish pasties.
And I take it this is your favorite.
Well, it's because I lived in Northumberland for 5 years, and I couldn't find a good Cornish pasty anywhere without making it myself. So I've had more Cornish pasties in the past 2 months that I've been here than in those entire 6 years that I lived in Northumberland. Is there any more?
Oh yeah, we got more right here, like I said. So now we're moving on to the traditionals, British food right here. To this
You've
this
said
was called like the 15. Oh crap. All right, let me get out of there right there. All right, how am I sounding?
you sound good. But
Okay, I kind of.
yeah, if you want to come to England and you want to try a Cornish pasty, you will have to come to Cornwall for that.
Yeah.
Because
So this right.
like trying to get one anywhere else in the country, it's just not going to happen, mate.
All right. So this right here is called like the 15 the 15 vintage British desserts we're trying today right here. So we're gonna see what they basically are. Okay. It said 15. Why does it say 1 out of 16?
I don't know.
Okay, so what's the first one right here? We got
That looks like eating mass.
they call them the taste of home. All right. These classic British desserts are like oh, this is that's just beginning right there. Okay, number 2, we got okay, so we got a jam roly-poly.
Okay, a jam roly-poly is a cake, and these are quite a pain in the ass to make.
It looks like a Swiss roll.
It is sort of like a Swiss roll. But it's a sponge cake with jam and cream, and you've got to roll. You've got well, you don't make it with tea, and then you've got to roll it when it's still hot. Otherwise, it just falls apart because something you might not know is that a very thin sponge cake is very pliable when it's hot, so you can roll it into that roly-poly, and it's so good.
That's what it looks
like. You can also make strawberry ones, which are like strawberry sponge, chocolate sponge, but the standard is vanilla sponge with strawberry jam.
Okay, it says right here, fond memories surround this classic school lunch dessert. It's a rolled pudding. Hey, with the pudding again. It's a rolled pudding with layers of fruity jam in every bite. Like most other British desserts, it's served with hot custards. Our best cake rolls are very similar to this vintage treat. Oh, this must be the people who are talking about this whole entire thing right there. So yeah, like I'm saying that looks.
Oh yeah, they will serve those. Like if you go to school, especially primary school, which is like the young kids, like you go up to get your school lunch, and you will get your school lunch. It's usually like a cottage pie or something like that, and then that will be your dessert.
Like I said, it looks good. I just hope it's like, if you gave me this little taste right here, I'm gonna be like, yeah, yo, you're gonna have to give me that whole entire thing right here if you plan on filling me up. Like,
a slice of roly-poly will be about that big.
About how big?
And then it'll be about that long.
Okay,
depending
all
on
right. I'm tipping on. I'm jumping back onto the thing right there. I didn't see it.
So you'll have a slice that's that big by about that fat.
Oh, so it's just a picture that's looking like. Because I'm like, if you send me something like that, I'm gonna be like, dude, do it look like I do it look like I eat very small? All right, what else we got right here? So we got
is that banana bread?
Fruitcake.
Fruitcake. It's basically a very dense, heavy cake with candied fruit in it.
So it's not like that fruitcake and stuff like that you be seeing like during the Christmas things that nobody really eats.
No, that's Christmas pudding where you pour the brandy over it and put fire and you have it fire. No, that's Christmas pudding. It's a like fruit cake. A lot of people traditionally would use it as their wedding cake, but it's a cake with candied fruit in it.
Yeah, because nobody here likes fruitcake.
Oh, like I don't understand why the tradition for wedding cakes was fruit cake, because no one would eat it.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And then you spent like 200 to 500 pounds on a fruitcake, depending on how extravagant you want to go, and nobody eats it. And I don't understand why people still do this shit. Although England are slowly moving away from people doing that because a lot of people are realizing I'm spending all of this money on a cake. Why? When no one's going to eat it. So a lot of people, they don't tend to have fruit cakes as their wedding cakes anymore.
Yeah, because that's like it looks like banana bread right here.
Yeah, I thought it was banana bread when I first saw it.
Okay, what we're going down right here, like okay,
Knickerbocker glory.
It looks like a
Okay.
parfait.
It's an ice cream.
Okay.
It's vanilla ice cream with fruit and syrup. And they serve it in tall glasses like this that are like coned, and you have to have a really long spoon to get into the bottom.
Oh, like one of those big long.
Yeah. Yep. You,
Like I
you would
said,
have it in
look.
essentially what is a milkshake cup or a milkshake glass, and it's a Knickerbocker glory. It's an ice cream.
I'm saying it looks delicious.
It is delicious.
And we got a wait. They just showed this. Like, how you
No,
gonna show the same thing twice?
Yeah, but they didn't actually say what it was, did they?
Oh, so that was the intro thing right here. So we got it's called a fruit fool. Are you familiar with this?
I've never had that one. I probably have, but I can't remember what it actually is.
Said the simple dessert consists of custard or whipped cream and fruit. Like the most popular type include gooseberries, raspberries, and rhubarb. Well, this one got strawberries into it.
It's just fruit and custard or cream.
Yeah, or strawberries and cream, or peaches and cream. So just basically, I don't know, a fruit bowl.
It's basically just fruit and cream.
Yeah, it looks it looks good. Like I said, like if it was ice cream or something like that. Okay, what we got right here? I
have no idea what that is.
A syllable. It looks fancy. So it says like similar to the fruitful if I'm saying that right. Syllabub is a creamy, fruity bowl of fluff. It's made with cream, lemon juice, and wine, and topped with more fruit, if desired. All right.
Yeah, I've never had that one.
The dessert actually originated as a drink in the 16th century and has since been turned into a sweet treat. So this used to be a drink, and
well, apparently it was a lot more liquid.
It looks fancy, like
It does look fancy. And you know what? I'm gonna give it a go because I've never had that before.
What we got right here?
Banoffee pie.
Banoffee pie.
It's a pie with bananas and toffee.
It's because y'all see the bananas all in there right there. Then it's toffee.
It will be soft toffee. So rather than the hard crunchy toffee, so it'll be soft and kind of gooey, kind of like caramel.
So it's got like all right. So you got like the crust right there. Then you got like what? You got like the sliced bananas.
And then you see the dark layer beneath the bananas where that's where the toffee is soaking into the pastry.
Oh, so it's like the crust, then it's like got the toffee, then you got to put the bananas on top of that, then you put like the cream and
oh no. You put the toffee on top of the bananas, and because it's gooey, it just oozes through all of it.
So that's what it
and then you put it in the fridge to set.
Oh yeah. All right. So it looks like that's worth making right there. Ooh.
Oh, it's so good. I love banoffee.
Okay, what we got right here?
Sticky toffee pudding. Okay, this is
there
a toffee.
It goes. What you was talking about.
This is a toffee sponge cake. And when I make them, I make individual ones. So they'll be in a tin about this big. And you bake them and you put the toffee in the bottom of the tin. And then when you tip out the tin, the toffee will just ooze all over the pudding. And you serve it hot with a little bit of custard or cream.
Oh, it looks good too. Like I said, it looks. I'm
Oh,
saying, it looks gooey. So it's like,
oh, it's so good.
I'm saying, is it like sweet, or is it like
Well, yes, it's very sweet, but it's the same
oh,
kind of technically it's more of a caramel than a toffee because like the banoffee pie, it's a really gooey toffee.
mm-hmm.
So, but it's very sweet. Like you can only have this is why I make small individual ones that are like this big
Yeah.
because they are so sweet. And after that, you're like, no, I can't have any more. It's too
Yeah.
much.
Sugar rush.
Sugar overload. It's not so much a sugar rush, so much as it's you know when you're eating something after a while it starts to get a bit sickly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is so sweet, you get that pretty quickly, which is why you have such a small serving there.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm saying it looks very good. Like I said, it just looks like really, really sweet.
Hmm.
Okay, so what we got right here? We got another eating mess right here.
Yep, that's the eaten mess.
But that's like in a cup right there instead of like how they had in the other one where they just had it in a plate.
There are different ways to serve it. I mean, it is just meringue and fruit and cream. So you
Mm-hmm.
can put it in a bowl and you can put it in a mason jar. Like it doesn't really matter.
Nah.
But so it like there are different ways to make it.
Okay, right here. Ooh, that looks like bread pudding.
That does
And it is.
bread and butter pudding.
Yep.
Yep. It's basically bread that
Mm-hmm.
nobody wants to eat. Usually it's the crusts. And you put it in a bake dish like that.
Yeah.
Put fruit in it like raisins, and you make a sauce out of butter, and you just pour that over the whole thing and put it in the oven.
Yeah, because I remember I had an ex whose grandma would make this right here. Man, it was so good. But
Yep.
she didn't use raisins or anything like that. But it's like, oh man, it was so good, man. I just love it when she made it.
Nope, you have to put raisins in it.
I said, yeah, she didn't put raisins in hers. I don't know. I guess she didn't like them. But it's like, okay, Princess Diana's favorite food. Mm. Okay, what we got right here? We got Krennichin.
I've never had that.
Let's see. It says Krennichin is a Scottish dessert that was originally made in the summer after the raspberry harvest. Now that we have refrigerations, it's made year round. Like the treat is made with fresh raspberries, whipped cream, honey, and steel cut oats. All right, so you basically got oatmeal, you got raspberries, and you got cream all mixed together right here.
That does
All
sound
right.
good.
Like I said, if it's a sweet cream right there, mix it with the right. Yeah, that looks good right there.
If you replace the cream with
Hmm?
natural yogurt, you've got a
Yeah.
healthy breakfast every day.
Yep. That's probably what a lot of people probably do. Like they ain't got cream, they just use yogurt instead.
I have had this. I tend to have it at breakfast, but instead of cream, I tend to use natural yogurt.
Nah. So people probably have had this to just substitute the cream for yogurt.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Okay, what we got right here? We got a
That
tiny
looks like
pot.
treacle tart.
Treacle tart. It's a tart.
It's a tart.
Mm-hmm.
A tart is kind of like a pie.
A tart.
It's basically short crust pastry with treacle filling. Basically.
Bloody tarts. We can't talk about British desserts without mentioning the treacle tarts. Treacle refers to syrup as is a star component of this dessert. If you're a Harry Potter fan, y'all got then you certainly heard of this. Oh yeah, they did talk about this a lot in Harry Potter. So everybody in their treacle tarts.
Yep.
Ooh,
there it is.
Right
that is the Christmas pudding.
Figgy pudding.
Yeah, it's basically a very dense fruit cake You pour made with brandy. And normally what people do at Christmas is they will have it on a plate in the middle of the table. They will pour a little bit of brandy over it, and then they will light it up. And
Bring us a figgy pudding and a cup of good cheer. Anytime I hear this right here, it takes me to the old Christmas song.
Yeah, it's basically a brandy and fruit cake.
Ah, man. The old figgy pudding. Oh my God, look at it.
It's usually made with figs and all kinds of fruit like that.
I know it kind of looks like a circle brownie. Ooh, cranberry sauce.
No, I think that's jelly.
Huh? Where we come from, we call this cranberry sauce. This is what we eat with we eat it with dressing.
Okay, that thing that you just saw that you scrolled up, it's trifle.
All right, this right here. All right, okay,
Yep.
English trifle.
All
So
right, a trifle
right
is like sponge fingers, like sponge, and you put hot jam on it, like hot jelly before it's set. And that'll soften up the spongy fingers, and you put it in the fridge to set. And then you will top it off with custard, and you'll put it back in the fridge to set, and then you'll top it with fruit, and then you'll put fruit in there as well. It's basically sponge cake with jelly, fruit, and custard.
And they got a really fancy. They got a really fancy made right here. So.
Yep, they have done that one fancy. Mine never looked that fancy.
Let's see. 50. We got Arctic roll. So,
okay, that is an ice cream sponge cake.
I see the ice cream right here. So yeah, oh yeah, it looks good.
It's kind of like the jam roly poly, but with ice cream going through the middle. And because you can't bake it in the oven because it's got ice cream in it, people tend to use a blowtorch to cook the cake.
I say like it looks good right there, especially like when you slice that delicious like oh, I can take a wild guess what this is.
That will be what we call a spotted dick.
It is the spotted dick.
Yep. This is it's kind of like it's a sponge cake with raisins and fruit like that in it.
I've heard about this, right? What the world? Man, what's going on outside?
But yeah, it's a sponge cake with raisins in it.
Yeah, I've heard about this a whole lot right here. You know, like a lot of people basically clown them because of the whole entire name, but they said this is really good. So it's like, oh,
yeah, it's not a bad dessert, and you tend to eat it with custard or thick cream. Oh, sorry, thick cream.
Okay, let me read this right here because I just gotta understand. Like, okay, like puddings are quite popular English desserts and have very interesting names. You know, dick is a common term for a pudding possibly derived from the word dough. You know, a spotted dick. A spotted dick is a boiled pudding spotted with raisins. Like, who would have thought that this beloved dessert just by looking at it? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, how did they come up with such a name? Like,
I forgot. Instead of baking this one in the oven, it's supposed to be boiled.
I'm like, but out of all names, why would they call this a spotted dick? I'm like,
because it looks like it's spotty because of the raisins.
I get the spotted part, but why? But what a dick! I'm like, it has no resemblance of a dick whatsoever.
No, it's an old, like it just said, it's an old English word meaning dough.
I think somebody just got funny with this shit.
Basically, it's just spotted dough, if you want to say it.
Why did they just call it or spotted pudding or something like that, man? Why it's got to be upset, you know? Or maybe the inventor's name could have been Dick or something like that, you know? Like, why did they?
Well, Dick is short for Richard. But, because it's boiled rather than baked, it's a lot moister. It's got a lot of moisture in it, so it's Yeah.
Yeah, another reason why I know this pudding right here, because I did a stream where I was basically talking about this whole entire thing where we was looking up some stuff, and of course, you know, I typed in spotted dick thinking it was going to actually show me the dessert right there because I had my safe search on. But of course, when I clicked on it and things like that, yeah, it showed me spotted dicks, all right, just not this dessert I was looking for at the time.
Oh no.
Oh man, Batman, Madness, and Ramen. Oh, they love that. They love that one right there.
Okay, what else have we got?
Let's see. I think all right, that was the last one right there. So like that was all 15 things right there. You know, we got the spotted dick, we got the Arctic roll, we got the English trifle, if I'm saying it right. Okay,
Trifle.
all right, we got the figgy pudding and a cup of good cheer. We got the treacle tot. We got the cranachan. We got the bread and butter pudding. That's Alex said, that stuff is delicious right there. We got the eating mess. All right, we got the sticky toffee pudding, which looks sweet as hell.
That one's my favorite. But it's really moist. Like you cook it for a very short amount of time, so that, and it's really moist and it's delicious and it just kind of falls apart in your mouth. And it's
so it's the Cornish pasty and the English
pasty.
Or whatever, yes, sir. So it's the Cornish pasty and the sticky toffee pudding for you.
Yep.
I don't know. For me, like I say, you know, it'd be like the shepherd's pie and the spotted dick for me. No, not the spotted dick, but the bread, yeah, the bread and butter pudding. You know, spotted dick can be a close second. just be something to try right there. You know,
in saying
the
that,
banoffee.
banoffee. Oh, I do love banoffee.
All right, the syllabub, whatever I'm saying, whatever that is right there. The fancy desserts. All right, the fruit fool, the Knickerbocker glory, the fruit cake, and the jam roly poly right there. So those are all the 15.
Like if you go to somewhere that's like, and their big thing is ice cream, 9 times out of 10 they will probably have Knickerbocker glory on the menu.
Like I said, like all these look good right here, but it's like, you know, that bread and butter pudding, yeah, I can go for that. I can go for that all day.
See, and Americans say the British don't have good food.
Yeah, that was some good. I'm saying that was some good variety right there, man. I'm like,
they say we don't like spices and seasoning. We do.
You know what? I'm surprised I didn't see, man. I didn't see no roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, like I basically, you know, heard like that. You know, where's that right there? Where's the bangers and mash? And
okay, bangers and mash are sausages with mashed potato. There's also toad in a hole.
There's what?
Now, toad in a hole.
What's that?
All right, toad in a hole is a you make up a Yorkshire pudding batter. You put it in a large oven proof like dish. You pour it in, and then you put sausages in, and then you bake it in the oven, and it's so good. It is really good.
Okay, for Mr. Scott right there that's talking about it, can I share like okay, there's a link right there for the desserts right there. Let's see where the other one go, where I talked about the 10 traditional British right here. Okay, let me see if I can pop that one back up. Okay, and here's the one. So there's the one for the desserts, and here's the one for the oh, that's a long link right there.
See, it amazes me that you think we don't use like any kind of seasoning. We do, like parsley, thyme, rosemary. This shit grows in the wild.
We got all this stuff right there. Well, besides rosemary, man, thyme ain't got no taste to it. I'm like, what is the whole purpose of thyme?
I have no idea.
We use thyme and
But
a whole lot of stuff, man. I'm just like this. I don't know. This stuff just like is decoration or whatever, right there.
rosemary is really good if you
Oh yeah,
like.
rosemary
If
chicken.
you've got a piece of meat like pork or beef or anything, and
Mm-hmm.
you cut little slices in it, and then you stick pieces of rosemary in it, and the rosemary will infuse in with the meat
Yeah,
as it's roasting. See, I don't understand why a lot of Americans, they think they're spirits. We don't use seasoning. We do.
I guess
We
because
just don't.
our
We just
seasoning is
don't.
more powerful.
Yeah, we tend to use stuff like parsley, thyme, rosemary, like herbs, lemongrass, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than spices, we tend to use herbs for seasoning.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I said the next time I'm throwing a stream on my channel right there, and then I'm showing. So I have to show you like the American version of like our favorite cuisines and things like that. I said,
Pizzas, burgers, and hot dogs.
we got more than that. I'm saying you'd be surprised, man, what we got right
Gumbo.
there. That and I'm
Gumbo.
saying, and yeah, you know, I've already shown you a lot of times things like that where I basically showing you like from the barbecue to the soul food. So we really cracking down here in Texas. So it's like you got your whole variety right here. Like I said, you got soul food, you got barbecue, you got Tex-Mex, you got Creole, you got
something about here in England is you'll notice that a lot of our foods are quite heavy comfort foods.
Mm-hmm.
Like the roast dinners and the cottage pie and all that sort of thing. And the reason for that is because it's cold. It's not so cold here in the south, but England's still pretty chilly. And for that reason, we tend to like our more homely meals.
Yeah, the home cooked right there.
Mm-hmm.
We like our home cooks too. Man. It's just like in a whole time of a different way. Like told you, out here in Texas, man, we love the barbecue. So
yeah, we love barbecues too. Like I love, like when I go to a barbecue, I love making rainbow skewers. It's basically just vegetables of all different kinds of color, and you put them on a skewer going from red to purple. And then you put that sucker on a barbecue and get it a little bit char grilled. It's a good way to get kids to eat vegetables as well.
Yeah, we got some of those sometimes, but it's like, with us, I'm saying we got meat on the grill.
We put meat on the grill too, but we will also we will also barbecue. We will wrap like baked potatoes in tin foil and put those on a barbecue.
Oh, we do potato salad.
We do that too. We just we also like
smooth or chunky.
I like to have big chunks of potato.
I'm the smooth kind right there. It's like I'm not a big fan of like those big, like you got those big diced chunks and things like that.
Chunks of potato like that. Like I will eat. Like,
oh, you the chunky kind. Like I said, my potato salad's got to be smooth. Man.
See, the thing is, whenever I'm at a barbecue and there's potato salad, someone has to keep me away from the potato salad because I will sit there with the bowl and the spoon and I will just eat it.
Oh yeah, we got potato salad, we got macaroni salad, pea salad. Oh man, my mom's pea salad, boy, shoot, you end up fighting over that right there, man. Shoot. Like I told you, yeah, you remember that one time I posted on Twitter when we spent like the 4th of July and I showed you like the whole entire spread from the barbecue to the to the cakes to like all that right there, man. We had guy and all the family too. Like I said, we had family come from California, come from like Dallas, Texas. Everybody came over here, man. It was just like, girl, it was.
You know what? When the nearby Air Force Base was leased out to the American Air Force, like I actually went to school with 3 American Air Force brats, and I was pretty good friends with one of them. And we went to the 4th. I actually went with them along with another friend of mine who was also British.
Mhm.
to one of their 4th of July things, and I had funnel cake, and I'll tell you what, I was there like, apart from the funnel cake, this is
Mhm.
just like the 5th of November with the
Yeah.
fireworks and the pig on a spit. Like it's just like like we do this shit in November, man.
Unless you go down there to Florida where they fry everything, man, from butter to coke to, if you name it, they fry it.
People in Florida are
I
crazy,
remember that
man.
one time I went down to Florida and I had that fried gator tail for the first time, and it was actually good, man.
Something also that we have over here in England that is
Hmm.
delicious is oxtail soup.
Oh, oxtails, man.
Like, well, like I love oxtail, and if there's a like it, you can get it in the butchers, and what you do is you put it in a slow cooker, and you let that son of a bitch cook for 24 hours straight. Bones and all goes in, and the meat just falls off. And there will still be meat that's on the bone after it's cooked, and
Mhm.
you just get those suckers and you just chew that meat off that bone.
Mr. Scott basically naming off a bunch of stuff that they be talking about: fried Oreos, fried Twinkies, fried Coke, fried butter. Oh, Quintet. Oh man, come on now. We've been having a good time right here. Why you go throw that up in there? Like you trying to ruin everybody's appetite.
But yeah, like we do have some pretty good food over here in England. It's like, see, we proved it.
Yep. I said besides those 10 right there, I'm pretty sure there's more right there and things like that, which we'll have to get into like the next
Well,
another stream.
I just mentioned another one, oxtail
Yeah.
stew.
Yeah, I mean like oxtails down here are kind of like neck bones. I'm saying just a little
Well,
just a little bit more gummy and things like that. But it's like they are really good, especially if you season them good.
basically it's just the bone from the back with the meat still attached. And you put that son of a bitch in a slow cooker. Oh, it's good.
Oh, Quintegra, anything with the word rat in it, I don't think it's edible.
Yeah,
Ah,
I'm with you on that one.
yeah, like I said, what is this right here? Oh, this is muskrat. Get that away from me. All right, before Quintegra rules our appetite right here. All right, go ahead.
I've got a niece who's now a teenager, but when she was like 8, she was having dinner with me and my family, and I was I was like 17 at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
we were having Japanese that night. So we had sushi, we had teriyaki and all that sort of thing. And she goes, "I don't like sushi." And we were there like, "Well, have you ever tried it?" And she goes, "No." I was like, "Well, how do you know you don't like it then?" And she tried it, and oh, she loves the stuff now.
I said
Like
raw fish.
sushi is not raw fish.
What
That's
is it
just
then?
all right. If you have raw fish, it's thinly sliced. That's called sashimi. Sushi is rolls, like
Mm-hmm.
California rolls and all that sort of thing. That is sushi. It's the fish and the vegetables in rice with rice in some way. Whether it's in rolls or you've got the nari where it's pieces of rice with
Isn't that the
salmon.
stuff they be wrapping in that seaweed?
Yeah, sushi. It's really
Mm.
good. Also,
Mm.
I love crunchy seaweed, like that's been fried. It's really good.
Like I said, I can't talk about it. If there's one thing about like my eating habits and things that I grew up eating and things like that, I am in no position to call anything gross. Cause like I told you, man, I don't eat so many like products that everybody be like, what the hell? Like I told you, man. Like for instance, like chitlins and things like that, man. I will.
You can get chicken sushi, like meat sushi. It's just instead of fish inside it, it's pieces of chicken or beef or something like that.
Yes, Dr. Kid. Like I said, fried coke is a real thing. That's what I was telling Callie a while ago. Like, yeah, you remember that time when I showed you like those chitlins right there? You was just like, "What is that?" like, I'm like, girl, that is a delicacy down here, man. She was like,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
people battling over those pig intestines.
What are the name of those? It's kind of like a sweet thing that they put powdered sugar on, and they're kind of like in bowls. They're really big in Louisiana.
Let's see. Well, you talking about donut holes or
They're kind of like donut holes, but they're not. They're
you
kind of
said
made out of
you
the same. They're kind of made. They're deep fried. They're kind of like funnel cake.
oh, I know what you're talking. Oh, damn. I know what you're talking about, but it's like damn, I can't get off the top of my head right there. Like Madness Haggis is on.
Thank you.
No, not bonbons.
I don't think they're called bonbons.
They're not bonbons, but yeah, Madness haggis is illegal here in the US.
Okay, haggis is
Yeah.
animal guts that's been mushed into a paste and then stuffed into intestines.
And I think
then
it's
boiled.
because of like the sheep's liver or something like that. It's some part of the
It's not just liver though. It's all of the guts that has been crushed into a paste, stuffed into an intestine, and then that intestine will then be boiled, and it's gross.
yeah, like but it's been like it's been illegal right here in the United States. So it's like people can't, like people can make it, but they can't make it like like in like restaurants or anything like publicly and thing all that right there, because it's basically, it's against the law.
That's stupid. You're gonna kill the animal anyway. You might as well cook and eat their guts too. That's basically where that came from. Like,
I don't know why they won't make haggis.
Why waste the animal if you're gonna kill it to eat anyway? Don't just eat the meat. Eat all of it. And that's basically why we use kidney in steak and kidney pie. It's a way of using the whole animal.
But there are just some things that are that our FDA regulations won't allow and all that right there. And unfortunately, haggis is basically one of them right there. I think it's like it's some other things, but
here in the UK, we might get in trouble for this one, but we've got these they're kind of like meatballs. But they're made in a specific way using a specific kind of meat, and I don't really know. And they're called faggots. And you tend to have them with gravy and mashed potatoes.
I think I heard of those right there, but it's like
they're all right.
They're
not the best meatballs, but they're all right.
We're gonna have to continue this food discussion another time right here. But it's like we're at like a 2.5 hour mark, and I know y'all used to do like what, like how long do y'all used to go, like an hour and a half, something like that? So we don't
usually we go for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, so
really good topic.
We done went way over the mark right there. But like I said, we're gonna end it on that part. Saying like all right, thanks to everyone. Thank you to everybody. Well, you're supposed to be doing this, Tally. You know what I'm saying? You're the co-host.
Yeah.
I'm just basically taking over.
We're not doing our call-in segment today because we've gone over time already, and we're not using the same thing that we normally do anyway. So we're gonna call it the end here. This has been SNM. I'm Tally, and this has been with your boy Pat, and thanks for joining us. And I have no idea what I'm doing. Eve normally does this shit.
So
thanks for being here, guys.
Like we don't know yet what the update is, but supposedly, it should be back to normal next week. Like KIC should be back unless some plans basically go on right there. But like I said, Eve, if you're watching, we hope you're having a good time. You and Kayla right there. We was on our best behaviors. We did everything that we could to keep it, to true SNM style and things like that. Besides all the designs, but. I think we did. I think we did really good. Now I'm just hoping that the stream did all right. It ain't with my jacked up ass Wi-Fi that there ain't that much roboting and things like that. But I know
there
how I can get
you
sometimes.
know what? There hasn't been very much there wasn't actually any roboting at all once we got into it.
Oh yeah, which is good, especially now when we got into the food right there. That's where it really basically took off. So
Oh yeah.
I'm like, damn,
Oh,
these British cuisines actually look good right here. And then you
oh.
sit right there explaining them. So I'm like, that's what made it basically even better.
And you know what? I can make all of those.
Oh man, cooking. Okay, so I'm gonna have
Like I love to cook, and they're really easy, and most of them take an hour or less.
yeah, and I'm one of those types that be looking stuff like on TV or look things online, like, yeah, I'll give this a try right here, kind of like how Satsu's channel his cooking channel right there, which yeah, like oh yeah, the shilling part right there. Well, anyway, like well, for me, it's like tomorrow I'm doing a stream as well. Like I'm doing like the Jubilee Sunday stream right there, and this topic is basically going to be atheists versus Christians right here. So if
I thought you
anybody
were doing black conservatives versus black liberals.
that's going to be another one, like like really getting into that right there, because that's going to be a long one, and it's like got to get a whole lot of people. But this one right here is basically going to be like the atheists versus Christians right here, because I already know once we do the black liberals and the black conservatives, man, that's going to be one hell of a stream. And like I said, if you're available that Sunday right there, you already know
what?
like you're saying, welcome to come
I am
on.
here for that one.
So I'm gonna keep you. I'm gonna keep you in. Damn, I can't get my words straight right now. I'm gonna keep you in touch with that one right there. So when I am gonna do it, and also like to anybody, it's always gonna be an open stream. So when you feel like coming on at any time of the streaming things like that, feel free to jump in any time where we had a discussion. So that stream should be at 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock tomorrow, 10 o'clock Central Time, CST. So check your time zones right there if you want to know how that basically goes. And also, like I'm saying, you can find me on Twitter at YourBoyPat47, and also at this stream right here, Your Boy Live. And you can check out my other one, Psycho Rick and D Wayne, which I am glad to say finally on my Debbie Does Dallas Break It Down, we have reached 10,000 views. Yay. So thank you to everybody who helped me do that right there. And I'm so
Yay!
I'm slowly but surely getting up there, man. But when I see like a video like that, get so many views, man, I'm just like that stuff makes me really happy that people watch my stuff, because it's hard to get recognized out here.
I have to say, if you want to go for good food and you want to come to England, come to Cornwall. We've got great food here. And one of the best things to do on a Sunday when you've got nothing to do is go to a pub and have a carvery. And what a carvery is you go up to a counter, you get your plate, and they put the meat on the plate for you, and then you just pick out what vegetables you want to go on with and they will have a selection of so many different like they will have potatoes in 3 different ways. They will have like stupid vegetables, some of which I would never put on a roast dinner in my life, and it's delicious. And that's what I like on a Sunday. It's good. I can't wait until I cannot wait until I can go have another carvery on a Sunday.
Well, Sunday is not too far from what I'm saying, especially where you're at right now. Like it's 5:42, so it's like it's 11 o'clock there.
I don't even know if the carvery places are open, but Cornwall's a pretty good place if you want to try a pasty. If you want fish and chips, just go to a coastal region. Go to somewhere where they will cook it in front of you. And we do actually have really good food in England here. So
oh yeah. So like I said, whenever I get the chance, like I'm saying, to like revisit, like make plans and things like that, be looking for me to like make one of those UK visits right there. But until then, like I'm about to make a visit to this bathroom, man, because it's been over 2.5 minutes, 2.5 hours, and I'm like, yeah. But thank you to everybody who came out here and hung out with us on this special edition of SNM. Chaos should be back next week and everything should be back to normal. So I hope we did good. I hope you're having fun once again, Chaos right there. But until then, I am your boy Pat, along with the tally right here. Let's see. I don't know if it's this way or that way.
This way. This
All right,
way.
right there. Gotta do the boop right there. It's not like how chaos is, anything like that, but it's like I'm trying my best. But she would say something like this. Until next time, fellows. Bye.
Bye. Don't forget.
Lay back, relax, enjoy it all. Saturday night, it's time to say no more. SNM with Dally and KRC. Come pleasure or pain, welcome to the stream.